56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for information on breaking news, station events, big guests, and opportunities to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter today. Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGF-LP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM welcomes you to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and CJ.
What was that? Oh, yeah. Welcome in as we begin another spectacular, extraordinary, phenomenal, fabulous, super cool episode of the Peter Edmiston Experience with C.J. Hurt and Maximilian Von Vincent on the other side of the glass, a.k.a. 2%.
Dairy Boys in the building.
Doing that thing for the next 3 hours. Glad you are with us. And glad that some of you will join us in the middle of the show. Because, I mean, a lot of folks come in right at 7 o'clock. Some people come in throughout the day. And I want to just preemptively welcome them, even though they're not listening. I feel like they can get the vibe. They feel it in their hearts.
Yes.
And that's important. We have a lot to discuss over the next 3 hours. We're going to break down more of what continues to be a interesting free agency period for the Grizzlies. A few potential moves today. One in particular taking the big stage. We'll find out a lot more about that. Also, 8:30 we're going to talk to Jonah Jordan of the Daily Memphian about the what kind of, I guess it kind of popped off last week, really, the situation surrounding the University of Memphis women's basketball program, Melissa McFerrin, and the potential investigation that was happening internally, how that pertained to Tom Bowen, who's now departed as athletic director, David Rudd. There's just lots of different factors involved in all of this. We'll talk to Jonah about all of that. It's some pretty shocking allegations being thrown out there, and so we'll take a look and talk to him about that when we get an opportunity to do so later on in the show, about 8:30 or so. We'll talk to Jonah about that. Also, we got to talk home run derby. We'll talk Wimbledon. We'll talk NBA. We'll talk a little college football. We'll do all kinds of things coming up over the next 3 hours. Max, I know you're excited about that last part, especially. I gotta talk college football.
I had a tear come down my eye.
I know. We got to at least mention something about college football every hour, or Max gets very mad. He starts to have withdrawal like a junkie. Like he starts to scratch his. Come on, man. I told you he's our college football crackhead.
Y'all got any of that?
So
y'all got
cold.
any of that UCLA Nevada game?
So cold.
Y'all got like San Diego State, Western Michigan that we can talk about, we can watch.
So cold. So cold. Yeah. That's our buddy over there. So we got to help him out. We got to throw him a bone. So that's what's happening up for the next 3 hours. Would love to have you be part of the show, not just be in the Dairy Boys listening audience, but be part of the show. You can do that too. You got to text in on the First Bank text line 67129. That is how you get in touch with us. Any text to 67129. But you got to make sure you join the text team first, and that's really easy to do. All you've got to do, in fact, is to send a message to 67129 that just says 56 join. Text 56 join to 67129. Don't put it in quotes. Don't do anything weird with it. Just do 56 JOIN to 67129. You'll get a confirmation text. And then once you do that, you are locked and loaded. You can text us anytime you like. You only have to do it one time for your phone. So whatever your number is, send that text. Bing, bang, boom. You are good to go. You can also dial up on the First Bank phone line. 360-8255 is the number. 901-360-8255. That's how you get in touch with us. You'll talk to Max at that point, and he'll put you on the air as long as you're not, doing something crazy. And maybe even if you are doing something crazy. Max is a nice guy. He's easy to get along with. He's easy to please. Just don't start messing him up.
He'll definitely put you on there if you talk to him something about some college football. Mm-hmm. Hit him with some Troy State, Southern Mississippi coverage. Like he'll
It's just
get
Troy
into you.
now.
Is it just Troy now?
It's just Troy now.
Okay.
They get mad if you call him Troy State.
Well, they aren't around. I've never seen them walking around.
I went through Troy last week, so I can vouch for that. Yeah.
Okay.
I drove through the.
Did you pass through Tuskegee? Because that's if I got my areas right. No, I don't have my areas right. No, they're not close to each other.
No,
they're not. Now that I think about it,
I didn't see Tuskegee. I don't
yeah, no.
I mean, unless it was, I think I would have noticed.
You would have noticed. It's the pride of the swift growing South. You would have noticed. It radiates awesomeness. You're like, oh, I'm blind.
It was about 3 a.m. when I went through, so
it still radiates. It radiates at that time of the day, also.
So that's how you get in touch with us on the phone lines. You can also you could send us messages on Twitter if you want to do that. I'm at Peter Edmiston. He is at Conradicalness, at Max Vincent 95, at Sports 56 WHBQ. Plenty of ways to get in touch with us. Also on Facebook, we're streaming, as we like to do. We got the cameras pointed directly at my beautiful face and CJ's also beautiful but not as beautiful face. I'm just sorry. It's just kind of, it is what it is. So you can check that out, make that determination for yourself, I suppose, by going to our Facebook feed or on Twitter. We stream there too, or any number of other streaming platforms.
Periscope. Hop on the Periscope, people.
Are people still hopping on Periscope?
Check us out on Periscope.
Are they? Are they doing that? Do people do that? Check us out on LimeWire.
LimeWire, definitely. Definitely. Get your computer all the viruses with LimeWire.
We got that going for you.
Napster.
Yeah.
It'll take about 2-3 weeks to download an episode, but you can do it.
MySpace. Got the page.
Yep.
That's hot. That's hot. Friendster. All those. We got it rolling.
Black People Meet. No, wait. Black Planet was the one.
Black Planet.
Black Planet.
Yeah.
Check us out there also streaming. Black People Meet is new. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's new.
White People Meet.
That's all the other ones. That's called eHarmony. I don't. White people don't. Just because black people have something called Black People Do Something doesn't mean that there needs to be a white people one.
No,
because the very fact that we have to create one means that everything else is yours.
No, I think
Farmers only, yours.
I think there is a White People Meet, but it's probably not. There's probably a very specific type of white person that likes to go in there.
Oh,
yeah. Like you got your general, your tenders and such for kind of your
Tinder is universal.
Yeah, Tinder's just kind of everybody.
Yes.
Then you got your whatever site you got, and then you got your your extremes. That one would be an extreme, but I'm sure those people got a date too. I'll never know.
All love matters.
It does indeed. So anyway, are we on eHarmony? Are we streaming on eHarmony?
I don't know. I don't have an eHarmony profile. I'll make one and then check and see if we're streaming on eHarmony.
All right.
We should just put the show on eHarmony and see who we match with.
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea at all.
What you mean?
We're both married. Come on.
No, I'm not saying individual. The show.
Oh.
As a way to grow more diverse listenerships.
Yeah, isn't that sort of like these are like relationships, right? So it's kind of a group thing, right? That's I don't think eHarmony's for that. I think there are plenty of sites for that, I'm sure, but
I see what you. Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna.
That's why I vet all of my ideas through you.
Yeah. I think we just.
That would be a completely different show. That show may get streamed on the Playboy channel.
That show would certainly get streamed on the Playboy channel. So anyway, that's how we're gonna get rolling today. I should point out too that it is going to be extremely hot today. Heat index near 110 for a lot of folks out there. That's too hot.
Coolio too hot.
I prefer Kool and the Gang too hot.
Oh, okay.
That's the origination of that song. Coolio, just as he was wont to do, took it and modified it slightly for that one album, and now he's been floating on that for about 20 years. Cooling the gang too hot. That's how hot it is. It's you got to run for shelter, got to run for shade. That's what I would do if I was outside today. Don't do any yard work today. I'm just putting a moratorium on it. Don't do it because it's gonna be. I mean, truly, 110. For those of you that do work outside, we got all of our laborers in the house doing their thing. Thank you guys for your work, but be careful out there, please. Make sure you stay hydrated. Here's another thing. I don't know how people. I'm not going to make a cultural or racial stereotype here.
Okay.
But there are people out there who can do yard work in 95 degrees wearing long sleeves and jeans and such, and I do not understand this for the life of me. I don't care who you are. That cannot be comfortable. That can't be comfortable, right?
I don't get it either. I went and grabbed more shorts and sweatpants because where I'm be moseying about here next week, and it's like, I'm not walking around in jeans. No, it'll be airy clothing. Yeah. If I could get away with wearing a skirt, like I'd wear a skirt. Like there, no.
You can wear a skirt.
No, I don't have the legs for it, Peter.
What do you mean?
I don't have the legs for it.
What, they're not big enough? Not small enough? They're not shapely enough?
Shapely enough.
Come on, man. Just shave them and you're good.
Okay. I'll think about that.
That make them look more shapely.
Okay.
You can wear a skirt if you want to.
I don't think so.
Don't let anybody tell you what to do.
You're trying to tell me what to do right now. What are you talking about?
Okay, don't let me tell you what not to do. Let people tell you what to do, but not what not to do. That makes sense.
Got you.
Anyway, I just saying, I don't get it. But, I mean, it's good for the skin, I guess. You're not getting the sun directly on. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I cannot figure it out for the life of me. I see it all the time, and I can't figure it out. Bugs, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe mosquitoes.
Yeah. I would rather.
If you fall and scrape something, you got that layer there.
I'd probably rather get eaten by mosquitoes almost completely than just swelter for 8 hours.
No. I'm with you on that.
Ooh. It makes me hot. Just dry. Oh, man.
Stay hydrated.
Got my guy out here running around in a big hat, like two layers of stuff. Like, what are we doing? What is the temperature? It's 105.
I don't get it. I don't know if it cools you off a bit because the sun is not beating on your skin.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, maybe I'm doing it all wrong.
Because I think that's part of it. You sweat through that first shirt, and then you have the long shirt on over top, and then that sweatiness of the first shirt keeps you cool.
I got to be honest with you. I've never really tried it, so it could be that I'm doing it all wrong.
Maybe.
I'm not making any value judgment on that, other than to say it seems like it would be extremely hot, and it makes me hot to look at that.
Well, we got some text here on the First Bank text line. When you cover up, the sweat keeps your body cool, and the sun doesn't burn your skin.
Hey!
Another texter, you wear long sleeves and jeans to hold in the sweat. Therefore, it keeps your clothes wet so you stay cooler. I feel like I've heard that one.
Does that work? These are great. This is a great point. Like I said, it just makes me hot to see it. But I feel like the whole point of sweat is your body, generates the sweat, and then the air dissipates it, and that dissipation of it is what then allows you to cool off. Right? The air kind of like sort of taking that away. Now, I mean, if you don't have a lot of air, then you're gonna feel. That's why it's a little stickier out there. Like I don't feel like just sweating in and of itself is gonna cool you down. If the sweat's all trapped inside, that feels like that wouldn't cool you down. I feel like you'd be like in a sauna. Like you'd be keeping all that moisture kind of locked in that individual, that layer inside.
Is it the sweat that cools you, or the evaporation of the sweat that?
I think it's the evaporation, right?
I think it's the actual sweat. I mean, I flunked out of pharmacy school, so I know a bit about this.
These are important questions.
I'm pretty sure it is the actual sweat that cools you, and then when it evaporates, you're back to being hot, and then your body has to make more sweat to keep you cool.
So you want to keep, but now listen. Again, I have spent many a day routinely covered in sweat because I'm a big sweater, no matter what I wear. I will sweat through a shirt like nobody's business. But then once I sweat through that shirt, I keep sweating. I don't stop sweating.
But that is the point of the other layer, though. So you got the other layer on, and that keeps the bottom layer.
If I wore all that, I would just stop sweating, and I'd produce a certain amount of sweat. And
no,
I'd
you
be cool.
keep sweating, but it doesn't evaporate. Thus, it keeps you cooler longer.
Okay. But how does that counterbalance with the sun beating down on that, and then
I don't know.
That in, I feel like that creates a little bit of an oven effect.
I don't know.
Because I've been out. I mean, I've been to, like, weddings, and we wear suits outside, and it's. I mean, I don't feel. I don't feel cooler. No, these suits are, they're not exactly, some of Nike's finest. I mean, I do wear some slick suits. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying they're not, sweat.
They don't wick away the sweat. Wick away the moisture.
See, now don't we want to wick away? This is what's that? We're talking about wicking away the moisture. Wick it away.
I think we want to wick it away because it is uncomfortable in general. But in this instance, we want to keep it because it helps with the cooling process. We want to keep it, but we don't want to feel the ickiness of the sweat on our skin. So we want it wicked away from the skin.
Not ick it.
Not ick it. But we want to keep that moisture there
Click
on
it and
our
tick it as
general.
While you're out there, too.
Hands-free Tennessee, which in Memphis, not quite yet.
Yeah. This is great. This is tremendous. This is why we got some of the best listeners out there. Great science talk.
Mm-hmm.
These are things we could crowdsource, and we could probably look this up. We could probably. Seems like it's a pretty much a scientific
we
thing.
could Google this. I'm pretty sure we could Google this.
This is way more fun to just throw out theories and discuss it and have folks interact with us on the text line rather than actually. There's no fun to come up with real information.
Text on the text line. Evaporation is a cooling process. It requires energy. Somebody else says you could use it as protection, the long sleeve, long pants, depending on what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Protection against poison ivy.
Makes sense. Okay. Sun doesn't burn your skin, but also I would think the sun would beat down on you and hold in and heat you up inside because you're not reflecting the rays. The rays of the sun are being trapped inside,
absorbed into. Right. That's why you got to wear the white jeans with the white long sleeve shirt. That doesn't absorb
all
as
white
much.
Party.
All white. It doesn't absorb as much.
Okay, you're reflecting.
You reflect it back out.
That's why I wear a aluminum foil suit.
As I sit here in all black, I'm all black.
I'm wearing a black shirt, so I can't. So I can't really say anything. But to be fair, we're not.
No, we're
not cutting the grass out here.
No, or up on the roofing or anything like that.
They advised me against cutting the grass doing the show. It's a little distracting, a little loud.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why we don't just do it outside cutting the grass.
That's right. That's why.
Good to know.
Texter says I just hiked across the Grand Canyon. Didn't matter. Tried it both ways. That's what. I think we can take a break on that. I think that's exactly right. This is 105 is hot regardless. You know what? That's the text right there. That's the one. That's the one that gets you. Yes, 105 is hot no matter what you wear. There's no getting around that. So everybody, all my guys out there doing work, thank you for your work. Appreciate y'all. Be safe, and whatever you happen to wear, just make sure you stay hydrated. That you got to drink a lot of water, or whatever it is you drink. But let's keep it at water. Because that's your body either way. When you're sweating that stuff out, you got to make sure you stay hydrated. So please, out there, everybody, be safe. All joking aside, it is going to be dangerously hot today. So
you got to warn me when we're putting jokes to the side. I'm reading Facebook and the text line, and it's just great. You guys are the best.
Wick it away, wick it away, wick it away now. You gotta wick it before you stick. What? Wick. What is it? My neck, my back. Wick my body. Was that? I can't say the rest of that song, but We'll take a break. We'll come back and continue.
All the ladies wick your sweat like this.
Was this song about didn't 361 about wick my nut? I can't. It was about wicking though. It was about wicking. Got to wick the sweat. You got to wick it away, as the texter says. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and continue here.
Soft Rock Tuesdays, right?
Soft Rock Tuesday. Yes. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Where Memphis comes for real sports talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world, and I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work, and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-In Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
Duncan Williams Investment Bankers presents The Doobies at Live at the Garden this Saturday, July 13th at the beautiful Memphis Botanic Garden. One night, The Doobies, all the hits. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. For more information, visit liveatthegarden.com. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 8:30. Also presented by FedEx, True Green, Infinity of Memphis, Regions Bank, Radiance, Pro Show, Mahaffey Tent, and PDR. That's the Doobies at Live at the Garden this Saturday, July 13th at the Botanic Garden.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
Sundays and Mondays are special at the Butcher Shop, celebrating over 35 years of serving the Mid-South by giving a big thank you to you, their loyal customers. You can come in, relax, watch your favorite games, and enjoy hand-cut steaks along with a premium bar. Sunday and Monday nights from 5 until 8:30, you can get select entrees for $25. That includes a salad, baked potato, and bread, and you don't have to pick one, you get all 3. Some of those entrees are 10-ounce New York strip steak, slow-roasted prime rib, Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, marinated grilled chicken breast, grilled boneless pork chops, and crab stuffed shrimp. Plus, all appetizers and desserts are 20% off. Don't forget, Hamburger Friday every Friday from 11 to 2. It's the best. The Butcher Shop, always a Memphis tradition. Call 901-757-4244, 901-757-4244 for more information, or just stop in at 107 South Germantown Parkway in Cordova.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
This Friday, join Greg and me from 10 till 1 for Sports 56 Middays at Town Village Audubon Park at the corner of Park and Cherry. We'll have complimentary barbecue from Three Little Pigs for lunch and lots of prizes, including free golf with a cart at Wedgwood Golf Club and more. That's Sports 56 Middays with Greg and me this Friday from 10 to 1. Town Village Audubon Park, located at 950 Cherry Road at the corner of Park Avenue. We hope to see you there with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
It's just a lot of school proms, a lot of dancing in the 80s, early 80s, mid 80s. I gotta see when this song came out. Lot of high school 9th, 10th, 11th graders.
This sounds
12th
like
graders.
Creed.
It's definitely not.
I know it's not.
It's definitely not.
But it
Way
is.
off.
Need somebody. Like,
No.
No, that,
is that Creed?
first of
Who
all,
is that?
that's not even
That's
Creed. That's
Kings of Leon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what this sounds like. Kings of Leon soft rock?
No.
Okay.
Not everything is soft rock.
I got to ask these questions, Peter. I'm new to this genre. Y'all are educating me here. Don't make me feel silly for asking questions. I'm trying to get better at this.
No, listen. They always tell you there's no such thing as a dumb question. I say that's wrong. There is definitely such thing as a dumb question. No, what I'm saying is not everything is soft rock. You know, Kings of Leon. You might consider it like I don't know. Eventually, I guess it'll be oldies the longer it goes. But it's not
that song though, not soft rock.
No, I don't know that they have a song. I'm not familiar with the entire catalog that they've thrown out there, but I'm gonna say no to answer your question. No. Anyway, that song "Faithfully" by Journey. A lot of I'm sure, probably a few tentative high school kisses were had to that song under the lights. Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what's up.
1983. That's what I thought. So right in that neighborhood. It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Makes me.
Text in the song that was playing in the background that was happening in your first kiss. You said that song was played in the background. A lot of people first kiss.
What was yours then? If you're asking people to share, you probably don't even remember.
No, because there was no song. We fire drill. Everybody was supposed to leave the classroom. We didn't, and there was no song playing.
When was this?
Seventh grade. Seventh grade, because 8th grade on I was at the all boys school. So
okay, that's nice.
it was beautiful. It was wonderful.
So your second kiss was like 6-7 years later.
I don't even remember the second one.
Yeah, no, it's. Well, that's a beautiful thing. That's wonderful. Now, last night, did you actually watch? We joked about it yesterday because of our general on this show. We do not stand for baseball in general. No knock on baseball, just not our cup of tea necessarily. But did you watch the shenanigans last night? Did you watch the home run derby? Did you see the epic battle with old Vladdy Guerrero and Jock Peterson going at it for tooth and nail, hitting dingers and dongs left and right?
I watched it.
That's what they call them.
I watched it.
There's dingers and dongs. There's a dong right there.
I definitely saw some dingers.
You didn't see some dongs?
I did not. I watched though. I watched.
Well, I saw dingers and dongs.
All right, that's exciting. That's exhilarating. Good for you.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Insane.
See, I feel like this is I'm taking. I guess this is like the hater side of it, but I keep thinking like these dudes are going to be tired for the rest of the season. Like this can't be healthy for them going back, and playing. Like you take like all these hard. These dudes are tired. They're hitting, 40 and 39 home runs or something. I mean, it's crazy.
Vlad Jr. damn near hit 100. He had more home runs last night than 4 major league teams do at this point in the season, the halfway point. Like that is
What do you
wild.
have, 91?
I thought 90 something. I can't remember.
Still didn't win.
No, which is crazy in and of itself. But
It's crazy.
When our boy Cashew Milk was in here filling in, we talked a lot for this show about baseball and about the All-Star game and All-Star weekend. And for them, or All-Star early week, for them, it is a chance to let personalities show. Baseball, especially at the major level, is not a level where you can really express yourself in that truly fun type of way, because you having fun is against the rules, the unwritten rules, and then you get a ball thrown at you. So you really can't express yourself that type of way. But in this moment, in the home run derby and in the All-Star game, you get some of those truly fun moments because players are allowed to express some joy and jubilation about what they've accomplished.
So it was crazy. I watching these guys, and like the fact is, like, they're hitting them so fast you can't even like see them come down before like they're taking another swing, and then wham! The pace was crazy. I enjoyed it more so than in years past. I feel like it moved faster than in years past. I feel like we had a little more energy to the show. Guys were putting on a show. Pete Alonso ends up winning the thing, but I think you probably won't remember that as much as you remember the
Young Jock and Vlad.
Yeah, I mean that was wild. The going to like a third tiebreaker. So, I mean, we've never seen. I like that tiebreaker format with the 3 pitches and like you gotta hit one and you gotta match the other guy. That was great. That was really, really good. So, I mean, part of it is also that the baseball is juiced or it's more aerodynamic, less resistance, less drag. And so it goes further and more likely to be home runs. So all that stuff factors into it too. But still, you could see the effort. I mean, the dude was panting at the end of that thing.
Yeah, and it's the showmanship of it all. You could hear that. I think that towards the end of Vlad's semifinals, you could hear him audibly saying things like yelling, like "Come on, let's go." You saw Alonso hyping up the crowd. You saw Young Jock, after he hit a couple of those home runs to tie Vlad, just kind of look over there at him and kind of like give him a death stare, and saw Vlad do something similar when it was his turn to bat. And it's just fun seeing that. Yes, just taking other sports as an example. Yes, we love to see, depending on if it's your team or not, we like to see a good swim move lead to a sack. We also like to see that defensive end get up and celebrate the sack. That is fun. We enjoy seeing basketball players do
some
things.
Of us, some people do.
All right, this goes back to the whole stun on them thing.
Yeah, not everybody does.
That's baseball's problem. They're trying to cater to that vocal, I think, minority. They're trying to cater to them by taking some of this fun out of their game. Right? We enjoy Steph hitting the 3. That's beautiful. It's also beautiful watching him pose, wait for it to go in, and then hit you with a shoulder shimmy up the court. Like that is personality, that is charisma, that is fun for fans and fun for the sport.
Well, the other thing is that if Steph hits a 3 and dances or does something crazy, does a little shimmy, he's not going to get the ball fired at his face by a player next time down the court.
And that is why All-Star early week is fun and is good for the game of baseball, because that's not going to happen. That's like nobody is going to throw at Vladimir Guerrero next time he's up, next time he's up at bat because he hit 91 home runs one day. I don't think. Maybe one of those 4 teams who don't have as many home runs as he hit yesterday, they might get a little offended, a little salty, and maybe they throw at him. I'm not sure. But I don't think it happens. Also, I didn't know Vlad Jr. was like 20.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. I thought he was.
No, he's little.
Grown little.
He's little.
I thought he was like grown.
Little in age, big dude though.
Yeah, he's a big fella. He's a big boy, but he's a little guy at the same time. I can't. Vlad. I mean, again, like I feel very old. I'm not Vlad Jr. I mean, feels like Vlad wasn't that long ago.
You didn't feel old with Fielder, with Prince Fielder?
No,
being in Cecil.
No, because Cecil Fielder was my.
Cecil,
I mean, when I was like, I was younger then, so it didn't feel the same. But I was like, teenager / young adult with Vlad Guerrero. Now it's just, I was like, oh Jesus. So I mean, but that's where we're at right now. I mean, we've got all kinds of juniors out there.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Conley Jr. for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm. That make you feel old?
No. So anyway, it was exciting and it was fun, and I like all of those sorts of mano y mano kind of deals, where you've got those sorts of battles. That's always fun, and it was one of the rare things in baseball that was like just purely fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm into it. I mean, I have no major opinions about it, but I liked it. My opinion is I liked it, and that was unusual for me in baseball.
Okay.
Not in life, but just
I was going to ask home run derby. I don't know what's going on there. I'm getting choked up thinking about all these home runs.
All these dingers and dongs you saw. they get you emotional. I got you. I understand. Got to see that many dongs in one night. It will make you emotional. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Whatever. I don't know what I was going to say.
I mean, this guy over here, it's unbelievable. Mine's always in the gutter. All right, let's
talk to Sean.
Let's talk to Sean. Sean, what's up?
BJ, why is it that every reference that y'all come up with sports, it results in a stretch in terms of innuendo with you?
I don't understand. I don't get it. I wasn't making any innuendo.
Whoa! It definitely wasn't me.
No, I wasn't. I was talking sports, Sean. I don't know what you're talking about. We're just talking sports here.
Well,
good morning. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning to you. I just wanted to say I'm a huge Braves fan, and the other junior that was in there last night, Ronald Acuna Jr. It was magnificent seeing him perform, especially the intelligence behind his efforts, going to opposite field. It's probably one of the better opposite field displays of power in a home run derby I've seen. But the NBA is known for marketing and just featuring the young talents a lot of times so much better than the other sports. And this, to me, was Major League Baseball's best chance to do that with Acuna Jr. and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these guys are the premier prospect in terms of overall play in Acuna Jr. and power prospect in Vlad. And for them to step up on the stages they were on and deliver, it was magnificent. And so I am so excited about the world getting to see the young prospects that are out there. You don't hear about them a lot because they're not from America. You don't hear about them a lot because of the sport that they play. But that was the big thing that I took away from last night. It was just a magnificent opportunity for Major League Baseball to get its phenoms, its best future talents out there and perform. And it was the best one I've ever seen. Thanks for featuring that for a guy who loves baseball more than anything. Thanks for featuring.
Hey, there you go, Sean. We're happy to do it. Thank you.
Thanks,
very much
Sean.
for the phone call. That's the thing about it. It was fun for everybody, even folks that don't watch baseball on a regular basis. Although the Braves have had they're fun. They are actually fun team to watch. They're the team along with the Cardinals I watched live. I've watched more Braves baseball this year than almost anything. Not saying a lot, but nonetheless, I have. And I like the fact that you got Acuna going opposite fields. I think there should be extra points and extra time and whatever given whenever you go opposite field. Whenever you go, because they already do the 440 thing, like when you go past 4 to 40 feet, so let's keep that rolling. Let's put some targets for real. Like let's find other ways to even take it to the next level, even further. I think we can grow this thing.
I agree wholeheartedly. And baseball's got to find a way to build on this now. Sean brought it up. The NBA does a good job marketing its young talent, and baseball's got to find a way to start doing that as well. It can't just be what you do on the field. That has to be a part of it. But you, as a major sports league, as part of the big four, big three of American sports, you've got to find a way to say, hey, we've got this young, charismatic, fun-loving guy. Let's find a way to do something to maximize on his marketability. And I feel like baseball oftentimes does not do that.
Let's do it. I like it. Let's take a break. We'll come back and continue here. This hour of the program brought to you by our friends over at Lads. You can find them online, ladsonline.com. We'll take a break. We'll come back and continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Get happy with Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Weekday afternoons from 1 till 3 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
A good friend of mine often says that golfers are the best athletes. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. Now, I don't want to embarrass Ed by mentioning his name, but if you stop and think about it, he may be right. Just like the best real estate agent may not be who you think. Like a left tackle in football, a golfer hits it hard off the tee. Like a sprinter, the golfer walks down the fairway to reach his ball. Then like a quarterback who wants to connect with a distant target, the golfer hits the ball again, and in my case, again and again and again. So if you or someone you know is thinking of selling a home, draft your team by interviewing the players. Find out who will block that offensive lineman from knocking your deal down, and find out about the Shell Bucks option play. When interviewing, call or email me to find out why people often say, when you want the job done, call Shell Done. You can reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. Do it now and don't fumble that ball.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with C.J. Hurts. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here
Now,
beside you.
I could give you 100 $100,000 if you could tell me the movie this is from.
Ooh. I feel like it's a Brat Pack movie.
You have any idea?
Oh.
I mean, it's a real classic. So it's
Don't ruin it. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Don't ruin it.
I'm gonna guess Breakfast Club because that's the only movie I know that I think this will be a part of. I'm pretty sure it's not, but what is it?
It is definitely not. It stars Christy Swanson.
Okay.
One of her first roles.
Okay.
Not first, but Meshack Taylor. You remember Meshack Taylor?
No.
From Designing Women.
Okay.
You remember?
Yeah.
You remember?
No.
Okay. You'd know him if you saw him. He's been in other stuff.
Okay. Cool.
Kind of he resembles like Arsenio Hall's uncle.
Okay.
I would say. Okay. Mannequin 2. On the movie. That's why I knew you wouldn't get it. Mannequin 2.
They made 2 of those.
They made 2 of them. One was not enough. The people demanded more. They said, we need more.
Oh, that's me, Shaq. Okay.
Yeah. You can do it. See how he resembles Arsenio Hall a little bit?
Yes.
They related. They go to the reunions.
Mannequin 2.
On the move.
Mannequin 2
on the move. Thank you.
Okay.
Mannequin 2 : on the move.
All right.
You got to get the whole thing.
Okay.
A one of the real forgotten classics of cinema. That was the title track to that soundtrack.
That was.
We can build this dream together. Stand as strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Starship in the house. Soft Rock.
Tuesday.
Get those requests in 67129. Get those requests in 67129. Inspired by all the dingers and dongs you saw last night at the Home Run Derby. What?
Stop it.
That's what you call them.
Okay.
CJ. Jeez,
right.
Louise.
Okay.
I saw it all over Twitter last night.
You saw all the dingers all over Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget the dongs. Text in Mannequin. See, you're so close. Mannequin 2 on the move. But a great job by that texter to get Mannequin. If I had a consolation prize to hand out right now, I would. I don't. But if I did, I would hand it out to that texter. That was excellent by them. Now, we said we're going to talk a little college football. Max, get excited, buddy.
What is it?
Next week.
Yes.
You know what happens next week?
I
know you know. What kind of media days?
SEC Media Days.
SEC Media Days is next week.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Man. That feels.
CJ's just waiting for the Big Ten Media Days.
No, I'm not.
First of all, it's Big Ten.
Sarcasm.
It's Big Ten Media Day because they don't need multiple days because people don't care about as much. It just means more down here. Obviously, SEC.
Stop it.
So number one, you got to get that out of the way. And number two, they moved this thing up for like the exclusivity, the midsummer exclusivity. It's so weird because it used to be, and I guess it still to some extent is, the semi-unofficial start of college football prediction and season and whatever. But see, like, you go to SEC Media Days now, and then, like, you got a whole 2-3 weeks before camp opens. So it's just this weird, you're talking about it, you're into it, then you go back, and it's like, well, not yet. I don't know. I can't.
It's just a big tease.
It is. It's just a big tease.
But when they bring the appetizer out, they don't bring the appetizer out, go back to the back, and then bring your food out. They bring the appetizer out.
No, sometimes they do.
You
might get the appetizer last.
You eat.
Well, that's a terrible place to go.
I would. Awful. What experience have you had?
Bad Yelp review on that place.
Yes. You get the appetizer. Then there's a period of time in between appetizer and main course, and then the main course comes out. Oh, that's what they're trying to do.
No, this would be like if you brought the appetizer out and then they asked you to leave, and then you came back 2-3 days later, and then they served you an entree at that point. No, I mean, like, it's too far away. Like, there is a little length of time. It used to be that it would be SEC Media Days, and then you would go back, and within a week or so or less than that. Then camp would open up and you'd kind of just start. So it felt like you were really kind of starting the cycle of news. And here's stuff. Oh, and news from camp. Oh, quarterback X looks great. Oh, it's amazing with the chemistry between this receiver and blah. Now you kind of have this gap where that doesn't happen. It's fine. It's still crazy. I mean, it's still going to be ridiculous. It's still going to be wild.
Back in Birmingham. Well, Birmingham. Back in Hoover. Excuse me.
Yeah, and they're going to do. It's really too big for that now. But they'll find a way. How about this? Les Miles, formerly a mainstay at SEC Media Days, is back at his old ways. Kansas running back Puka Williams has been reinstated following a 7-month suspension, but will sit out the season opener against Indiana State. Take that, all you people that don't.
They might lose that game.
That don't think that they might, but if they had a winnable game, that would be it. He had been suspended from all team activities until yesterday. He was the third leading rusher in the conference last year. Now, he had a domestic battery. He was charged and he reached a diversion agreement with the Douglas County District Attorney's Office in March. There doesn't seem to be too much dispute about the specifics of what happened. There was a 18-year-old University of Kansas student that he was dating who told police that he punched her in the stomach and grabbed her throat. There was an affidavit obtained by the Kansas City Star that showed that she had text messages from Puka Williams, who admitted in those text messages to punching her, and there were bruises found on the woman. So his diversion agreement, he had to undergo a domestic violence offender assessment, 40 hours of community service, and an anger management course, avoid contacting the victim, and not consume alcohol or recreational drugs. Les Miles, in a statement, said Puka has taken responsibility for his actions, and we are happy he is back with the team. This young man has learned much throughout this process, and we will support him as he continues working through the required educational and accountability steps. Yep.
If you run fast, you get to miss a game against Indiana State and come back. That's unfortunately how this thing goes. And honestly, I don't know how much more this guy should be forced to do, and not even forced, should need to comply with. Anger management, abstaining from alcohol and other substances, cool, but it seems like that is a remarkably light sentence for somebody who has punched a woman, a dude who has punched a woman.
Do you know why it seems that way?
Why?
Because it is.
Oh, okay. I thought something was off about this situation.
It's absurd. A 1-game suspension. You can get multiple game suspensions for all sorts of things that don't involve punching or choking a woman or anyone for that matter. But in particular, a woman. In his statement, Puka Williams' statement says, my behavior was unacceptable, and I'm very sorry to those who were impacted by my poor choices.
Who?
Yeah. What is that? I'm very sorry to those who were impacted by my poor choices. What a roundabout way to say I'm sorry I punched you.
And pulled your hair and choked you.
Or I'm sorry I punched this woman.
The whole thing. This is from Kansas to the police department seems light.
Well, I mean, go back. This is an example 5 million of this very thing happening. Police department, coach, program, et cetera, looking the other way or going light on athletes. This has happened for years and years and years. It continues to happen. I mean, it's a broken system. I mean, we don't. Again, Art Briles is employed right now. At a high school, no less, in Texas, after overseeing a culture of, domestic, all kinds of rape and domestic violence and everything else. We don't really care as a society. We just don't really care. We're okay with it. There are lots of guys that have gone on to do, done all unspeakable things. I mean, there is a point. There's a point where folks will turn away, but it takes a lot.
I'm not sure that there is a point when you run fast and get your team first downs and it's fun to watch on the football field. What's going on with Hunt? Speaking of people who are about to slide under the radar.
He's got the 8-game suspension, doesn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill thinks it. I don't know what that. Where
Tyreek Hill. That
they
is
haven't said anything.
That
yet.
is the
I don't
one.
think so.
that's
Silly me for getting the wrong Chief stud skills player confused in this situation. Hill is the one I meant.
Yeah.
What's going on with Hill? Because he's pretty much finna skirt under this. And be everybody's first round, second round, third round keeper in fantasy football. And we'll be okay with it.
A lot of people still follow OJ on Twitter, man. So I don't know what it takes.
I got nothing. I got
your fantasy football tips right there.
Come on, man.
All right, we got to take a break. What? He is. That's what he's. Apparently, that's what he's doing.
Is he verified?
Yeah, he's verified.
It's him. Post these videos from golf cart. It's absurd. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Hour number 2 on the way. Stick around. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Some years ago, when the news broke that Joseph Stalin's daughter had defected from communism in Russia, many people were startled. She said, "I found it impossible to exist without God in one's heart." That was a great change, because since the moment the main dogmas of communism had been born, they were against that God or any talk of a deity. But it lost its significance for me. I've come here to New York, to the land of the free, to seek the self-expression that has been denied me for so long. Well, this was truly a sacrifice. But she said it was impossible to go back if I were to go deeply into this new relationship with God. Joseph Stalin's daughter realized what so many of us have realized, that there's only one who can fit that place, that hole, that vacuum, and that's Jesus. I'm Shane Stanford from Christchurch, Memphis. Remember, you matter.
Visit ChristchurchMemphis.org.
Duncan Williams Investment Bankers presents The Doobies at Live at the Garden this Saturday, July 13th at the beautiful Memphis Botanic Garden. One night, The Doobies, all the hits. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. For more information, visit liveatthegarden.com. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 8:30. Also presented by FedEx, True Green, Infinity of Memphis, Regions Bank, Radiance, Pro Show, Mahaffey Tent, and PDR. That's the Doobies at Live at the Garden this Saturday, July 13th at the Botanic Garden.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar? Your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
Gun enthusiasts in the Mid-South know all about guns and ammo at 3615 Summer and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven, because they carry the largest selection of both guns and ammo in the area. They are authorized dealers of Colt, Benelli, CZ, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, Sig Sauer, Bergara, and a lot more. If you or someone you know is looking for something for self-defense, competition, hunting, or just something that goes boom, then get to Guns and Ammo, 3615 Summer in Memphis and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven.
Book a Caribbean vacation for your mouth at Curry and Jerk. So you are Arturo, and you came together with Ricardo to create Curry and Jerk for what?
To bring people together, to share our culture and letting people smile by eating the food that we're used to. We wanted to bring the combination of the West Indies culture to share right here in America with others.
And you don't have to go all the way to the Caribbean to have a taste of the Caribbean. You can have it right here in downtown Memphis.
That is absolutely correct.
Chef Ricardo, tell me a little bit about Sunday brunch.
Yeah, our Sunday brunch is like something different that you will get. It's like a mixture of the Caribbean mixed with the basic type of brunch people used to hear in Memphis, but we just turn it up a notch with our Caribbean spices and flavor, and it is such a big difference.
At Curry and Jerk, located in the heart of downtown Memphis at 126 Monroe. Lunch daily from 11 to 2, dinner Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 10, Friday and Saturday 4 to 11.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGFLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Oh yeah. You know, I know it's somewhat blasphemous. So I'm not the world's big. You know, a lot of people love the Eagles. I don't really love the Eagles that much.
They're all right.
Some people get real mad when you say that.
You
But I do
shouldn't like
this
the
song.
Eagles.
I do like the song a lot.
You're a Washington fan.
It's a good point.
Womp, womp, womp. Oh, wait. That gets a womp, 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 but you can talk about dingers and dongs all day? Get out of here.
So it's tough. It's tough out here. Tough out here in these streets. But I do like this song. It's a good song. One of these nights. Or one of these crazy nights. It was a crazy night last night for the Home Run Derby, as we've talked about in hour number 1. Coming up, hour number 2, Jonah Jordan's going to join us at the bottom of the hour in our next segment to talk about the situation over at the University of Memphis regarding the women's basketball program, the work that he and Drew Hill have done over the Daily Memphian to dig into this very interesting and kind of there's a lot of troubling things. It's a somewhat confusing. There's a lot to discuss, so we're going to do that with Jonah coming up in our next segment. It is going to be hot today as we enter the 8 o'clock hour. It is going to be very, very hot. We're talking heat index 110 or more in certain areas. We discussed already in the show ways to keep you cool, or at least ways to potentially keep you cool, or maybe just why certain folks use certain ways to keep cool. But any way you slice it, please be safe. Genuinely. Check on folks that you know who don't have air conditioning in their homes or cars. So, CJ, how are you?
I'm okay.
Consider this my check-in with you?
I'm okay. I'm going to go outside after the show and just leave my car doors open, though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when I get in, it'll be like 350, 375. I think I'd be able to, cook a Tostino's pizza.
You could put a cake batter in your car.
And make one.
And you'd have a cake when you came out.
My father, not with cake, but with a Tostino's pizza. I've been rolling without air conditioning for most of my life. And he, on a road trip one time, took a Tostino's, put it in the back window, and just let it cook. We were going from Clarksville, Tennessee to D.C., so it was quite the trip. And then midway through, he just grabbed it, opened it up, and ate it. It was cooked. He wouldn't let us have any of it, though. He was just selfish. We had to eat like ham and cheese sandwiches. He's eating a whole pizza.
I feel like that's a food poisoning possibility in that. I don't know if that's safe food handling.
He's 50-something years old now.
Well, I mean, that's my grandfather.
Times.
My grandfather lived to be 98, and he had. I mean, I think he just had made his body so strong by doing such terrible things with food that eating God knows what that he was immune to it. I think he could have eaten rat poison; he would have been fine. Like, it tastes good. It was. So I think there's something about that. You build up a little bit of immunity to some of that stuff. Nonetheless, I would not recommend folks out there, do not put a party pizza in the back of your car and try to cook it. Or pizza rolls or any of those things.
Bagel bites? None of that.
Bagel bites,
okay.
No. Cook them thoroughly in your oven. Though your car may seem like an oven, it is not. In fact, an actual oven. It's not that hot. It's hot. But it's not that. It's not 300. It might be close to 200, but it's not 300. We got to get you air conditioning, CJ.
We do. I agree.
What do we need to do?
I don't know.
Do we need to put a GoFundMe out?
Yes. No. I don't feel comfortable asking people to fund that.
I do. I'll ask people to fund it for CJ. If somebody wants to donate an air conditioner for CJ for his car, or some service or something like that, I feel comfortable just like throwing that out there.
Okay. I'm glad you feel comfortable throwing that out there on my behalf.
That's
I appreciate it.
That's right. That's why I'm concerned about you.
Thank you.
Like we said, check on folks that that don't have AC in their homes or have a small system or something like that. That might be
window unit.
Yeah, something that might not necessarily handle all this. Check on old folks that that may need that. It is an important thing to do. This is where the community aspect of it comes in, because folks do, get very sick or die in this. It happens all the time. It's one of the things. My mom used to work for the government, Shelby County government, running the community services programs. One of the things that she was a big innovator on was these programs to try to distribute fans and cooling devices as much as possible to folks in public housing or in rentals or things where they don't necessarily have a control over everything, to try to help get people. There are those, the government and Shelby County government and city government continue to do that to this day. So find those resources, get out there, get to a cool place, because we do worry about you. You can't just stay out there, and certainly can't stay in the house when it's that hot. It can get overwhelming in these small houses, especially. They don't have a lot of ventilation. So be careful.
Drink plenty of water. This might not be the day to send the kids outside, even though
maybe for a little while, just for a little bit, a little short, little bit, but not for all day, not all day. No. Unless you're going to the pool or something. Unless you
definitely if you're at the pool, stick their little tails in the pool.
Yeah, this is a good pool day.
Make sure the water's not boiling.
It's like a bath.
Yeah,
it's like taking a big old bath.
But stick them in the pool.
So today's going to be very, very hot out there, and maybe some pop-up showers, as we've talked about, because that's kind of how the weather situation goes. We talked about the home run derby. We talked about some college football that I know. Hopefully, Max, that helps you a little bit. And a texter's pointed out, and I this hurts me deeply to say this, but I was wrong.
Wink pointed it out on Facebook also. Thank you, Wink.
Guys. It's just ruined my morning. Now I feel sick.
Sucks to be wrong, right?
I feel sick to my stomach. I don't know if I can even finish this segment. I thought that the Starship song was just on Mannequin 2, but it turns out it's just Mannequin. And Mannequin 2, but it started with Mannequin. So I was wrong to exclude Mannequin.
It's right before My Girl and In My Wildest Dreams.
Who did Wildest Dreams?
Belinda Carlisle.
You know who that is?
Come on now. Think I don't know Belinda? Of course I know. No, I haven't. No, I don't. I don't know Belinda.
So, again, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. It hurts me. But thank you for pointing that out. And my apologies to the cast and crew of Mannequin for overlooking that, and also the folks at Starship as well for overlooking that. My apologies to them. Please send them. You can tag them if you like on social media and let them know that I apologize to them for overlooking them, and hope that they can forgive me going forward.
I've heard of the Go-Go's. I did not know Belinda Carlisle.
I'm surprised you've heard of the Go-Go's.
I am too.
Sometimes you surprise me.
You know what's crazy? I surprised myself also.
Now, we talked about this. We're still awaiting official word on whether or not the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to match or decline to match the offer sheet that the Grizzlies have signed Tyus Jones to. That was signed. They have 48 hours technically to do this. So it's 48 hours from when the team receives the signed offer sheet. So whatever point they actually receive it, presumably, I guess, in an email. I don't know exactly. We're not mailing this. I know that. So a fax. Do we still fax things? Not sure, but I would assume somebody's emailing a PDF. And
why do I think that we still send letters of intent through fax, don't we?
Yeah, I think some people do.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have it couriered, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, however they do it, when they receive it, and they have received it, they have 48 hours from that point. I don't know exactly when they received it, but that's when the clock starts. So they have 48 hours. They're still debating as of late last night, according to John Krasinski of The Athletic, who covers the Timberwolves for The Athletic. He said that in speaking with Glenn Taylor, their owner, who was in Vegas for Summer League games. A lot of owners there. I didn't see Robert Pear there, but a lot of owners have been there. He says they're still debating about whether or not they're going to match it. I would say this. The Timberwolves did sign Tyrone Wallace as put a little free agency contract out there, minimum contract. But in doing so, I don't know how much is guaranteed, but in doing so, at least, that has pushed them to the point where if they guarantee that and they were to accept the offer sheet on Tyus Jones, that would put them over the luxury tax line. So a lot of folks have asserted that, well, in signing Wallace, who is also a point guard, they've put themselves out of the Tyus Jones derby. That may well be true. I think it's a little early to say that because I don't know how guaranteed Wallace's contract is. So they might be able to get themselves out of that. And, of course, the tax, people should know, once you go into the tax, you have until the trade deadline. The bill doesn't actually come in. And there is a bill, a literal bill. But that bill does not arrive until the trade deadline is done. So once your team is set after the trade deadline in this upcoming February, then that's when the bill arrives. So a team could be in the luxury tax for the entire, first half of the season and then make a trade at the trade deadline to knock themselves down and then don't have to pay any tax. It's not like it's an ongoing thing. So even if you pop into the tax for a little bit, you could pop back down and be okay. So all of that is to say that I'm not sure that I would go so far as to say that's an absolute guarantee. I think you could probably make a reasonable inference that might be the case. But I don't think that's necessarily 100% cut and dried. I do think it's probably more likely than not that he will become a Grizzly. He seems, Sean Devaney reported that he was excited by the possibility because I think his role would be bigger with the Grizzlies and with this group than it would be with the Timberwolves. And so we await that. I would expect to hear something today on that, and hopefully relatively soon. So
what other roster moves do you think or expect the Grizzlies to make? They still got Crowder, still Iguodala. Like what else can they do? How else could they shed some salary to get under that luxury tax?
You mean the Wolves? Because the Wolves are the one where they're
Wolves are dealing with it.
Yeah, that's why they would be unlikely to. Well, I say unlikely. That's why you might think them unlikely to match the offer. Okay. If they match the offer, then that would put them at least temporarily over the luxury tax line, and that is not something they want to do. They're not gonna pay tax for this team. Some teams would be in the position to pay tax. Teams that are very good. You've seen the Thunder shed a ton of money from their tax. They were a huge taxpayer. Mm-hmm. They don't want to be a bad taxpayer anymore. They're not good enough. And if you're a team, especially if you're a smaller market team, you do not want to be a taxpayer unless you absolutely have to be. And typically that's associated with being in a position to win a championship. Then you can pay the tax, no problem. But most of these teams can't afford it. They need the revenue sharing that comes in from the bigger markets, and you're not eligible for revenue sharing if you are a taxpayer. So, and you also have to pay tax, which is a double whammy. That's why you don't see these organizations do it. In Minnesota, we certainly wouldn't. We'll see. The reason, and I wrote about this. So if you want to check out on The Athletic, you can. A lot of folks have been. We talked about it a little bit, but we can talk a little bit more about it because a lot of folks have kind of questioned the situation and why the Grizzlies would choose to try to sign Tyus Jones rather than keep DeLon Wright. The money is similar, slightly less for Tyus Jones, but basically the same. 3 years, $29 million for DeLon Wright is what he ends up going to Dallas for. 3 years, $28 million for Tyus Jones. So more or less the same thing. Why would the Grizzlies do that? Well, there's a few reasons why they would do it. because DeLon, it's not a knock on DeLon Wright. As it turns out, I think it's better for him at this point to go to Dallas. I think the role that he's going to play for Dallas is trying to win. Dallas is trying to contend. They're trying to make the playoffs. They think they can put that core around Luka and Porzingis, and they can be more competitive. That may be wishful thinking on their part, but they think they can be. So in that sense, he could probably start alongside Doncic. Doncic can kind of float from point guard to the small forward, all that stuff with the handling. We saw DeLon Wright play combo guard. He can play all over. So that fit makes sense, and he's more in keeping with their core, what they're going for. They're a little older. They're a little more ready to let's get this thing and go. Grizzlies aren't in that mode right now. The Grizzlies are very much in a rebuild, in a experimental, let's find talent, let's go get assets, that kind of thing. DeLon Wright at 27, and he turned 27 in April, doesn't really fit that. Tyus Jones is 23. He just turned 23 in May. He's over 4 years younger than DeLon Wright. A lot of people have this perception that DeLon Wright is a real young player, or younger, because of the way that it was positioned after the Grizzlies signed or traded for him in the Marc Gasol trade. He and Jonas, he's actually older than Jonas Valanciunas by weeks, but he is older than Jonas Valanciunas. He's 27. That's not a young player at that point. That is I know he's coming off his rookie deal. He was 23 when he was drafted. Okay, that's fine, but he's still 27. 27 is 27. So look at the rest of the Grizzlies core. 23. You've got Ja and Jaren, who are both 19 right now. They'll be 20 to start the season. You've got Brandon Clark, 22. Dylan Brooks, 22. Grayson Allen, same kind of age. Kyle Anderson is 25. They're all in that same, roughly in that area of early 20s. So Tyus Jones matches that age much more closely. Jones is also, as I dug in yesterday and really, started looking at watching him play and going back and watching, but his numbers, he had he set the NBA record last year for assist to turnover ratio. Nobody has ever done it. Almost about just under 7 assists per turnover. So 7-1. No one's ever, in fact, in the last 20 years, only one guard has even exceeded 30 years. It's Muggsy Bogues exceeded 6-1 one time. And then Monte Morris of the Nuggets last year was 5.9. He was close last year. No one else other than them have even exceeded 5. Most guys are at 4-3, in that neighborhood or lower. This is an elite. And he's been in the top 15 or 20 throughout his whole career. And last year he took it to the next level. He just doesn't turn the ball over. In the last 7, he started 23 games last year and averaged right at he had 1 turnover per game, along with 7.3 assists in those games. So his ratio actually went up when he was a starter, when he played a bigger role. And in the last 7 games of the season where he started for the Timberwolves, he had 57 assists and 3 turnovers.
That's not a lot of turnovers.
That's not a lot of turnovers. So when you have a point guard in John Moran who's young and who's your future, but who turns the ball over a ton, it really helps to have a guy that plays either alongside of him or backs him up, depending on how they want to structure it, who doesn't. And you also have 2 guys in Morant and Jones who are extremely accurate passers. He's he's got good vision. He's a good passer. Jones is not a good shooter. No, that's not what he's there for. But look at what the Grizzlies are building around. Both these guys are really good in transition. Jones is better in transition than DeLon Wright would be. And DeLon Wright is good in transition, but I think he's going to be even better for what the Grizzlies want. They want guys to facilitate. They want guys to run pick and rolls. You've got a ton of pick and roll bigs, guys that can roll to the basket. Jaren can pop out. Clark might be able to pop out. He can certainly roll to the basket. You need a guard that can do all that stuff. And for that role, Jones is better. He's better just right now. And he's younger. He fits the. So for people that want to know why they would do that or have some question about it, it's not just some random thing. This front office continues to show that they have a great feel for actually a longer term vision of this match is a long term vision of how you want the team to look and how you want them to play.
Identifying talent and then finding talent that fits with what you're trying to do. And you have to be good at doing both. A lot of teams know what they want to do, but can't identify the talent to help them get there, or can identify the talent, but that talent doesn't fit with what you want to do. The pieces of the puzzle have got to fit in order for you to get to the playoffs, in order for you to get to a conference final, get to an NBA finals. And what this front office has been able to do this offseason, more so than any other offseasons that I can think of, is say, hey, this is the direction we're going in. These are the types of players that we need to go there and get there. Let's go out there and get those players. And they've been able to land players that fit nicely into where they expect to be in the future and what they want to do and the style of play that they want to get there. They go out there, they get Brandon Clark in the draft to pair alongside Jaren and Ja. And it's okay, we're going to be a transition team. We're young right now. What else can we do to help this core right now and in the future when they mature and they're good enough to get to the playoffs or a conference championship or NBA finals? Well, let's go out there and get some other young athletic pieces. Let's go out there and get a Josh Jackson. Let's go out there and make an offer on Jones. And let's see if we can't begin to piece together something young, exciting, something that's going to get up and down the court and finish strongly at the rim. And they've done a great job, this front office has, of identifying that and going out and get the players to do that.
Well, that's what they have to do. They have to continue long-term planning because it's not a short-term fix. It's going to take a while to get out of this thing, and that's what they're working on. Got some great questions regarding the Grizzlies coming in on the text line. Questions about the possibility of Chris Dunn, about what the offer sheet details are, about the Grizzlies coaching staff and all. And we will get to all of those either at the end of this hour or at the beginning of the second or the third hour because Jonah Jordan's coming up next. I want to make sure you guys get enough time for those. If you have any other questions you want to call in, we'll be able to open up the phone lines on those as well. The First Bank phone lines, the First Bank text lines are always open. But when we coming back, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening over at the University of Memphis. It's been a controversial, contentious situation between the situation with the mayor and President David Rudd in the whole swimming pool situation. Now you've had this situation with Tom Bowen. You've got now the discussion about the investigation into Melissa McFerrin's women's basketball program. It's been things are going quite well in the football and basketball and men's basketball worlds, but there's some other stuff happening that's controversial. So we'll talk about that with Jonah of the Daily Memphian when we return here on The Experience, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Check out Dave Voloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time. Weekdays from 3 till 6 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Hey everybody, the All-Star Chevy Challenge is here. And I'm telling you, if it's a new Chevy you want, Olive Branch is the place to go, people. Take your best written deal from any Mid-South Chevy dealer to our friends at All-Star Chevrolet and they will beat it. Or they're going to give you a free tank of gas for the win. So now that I got your attention, yes, July is All-Star Challenge month when you get to let All-Star Chevy beat that deal on any new Chevy or even pre-owned vehicle you want. Just take the official written deal from any other Chevy dealer, not that one your friend wrote down at the bar, and take it to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch. It's that simple. Not only that, they have the best testing ground of any other Chevy Chevy dealership, and when you head to All-Star Chevy, you know you got the best deal. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch and take the All-Star Challenge. Not in South Haven, it's gotta be Olive Branch. Or go to allstarautogroup.com right now and be amazed by all the hot new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles they have in stock. Don't miss the All-Star Chevy Challenge. You will thank me later.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
Gun enthusiasts in the Mid-South know all about guns and ammo at 3615 Summer and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven, because they carry the largest selection of both guns and ammo in the area. They are authorized dealers of Colt, Benelli, CZ, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, Sig Sauer, Vergara, and a lot more. If you or someone you know is looking for something for self-defense, competition, hunting, or just something that goes boom, then get to Guns and Ammo, 3615 Summer in Memphis and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven.
I'm here with the Rendezvous's first female waitress, Joanna McKee. First thing, how was it being the first female waitress at such a legendary place?
I have to say it was pretty awesome, but it's also nice to be sharing the spotlight now.
I hear things have changed regarding reservations at the Rendezvous.
They have. Last December, we started taking reservations for parties of 8 or more, and that was a really big hit, so we've been doing it ever since.
Nice, Joanna.
Yeah, we're just trying to make it easier for people to come down here. We also are doing something great called valet parking. So we subsidize with the valet parking companies to try to keep the price down. It's only $8, which is really cheaper than most of the parking garages in our area.
What about picking up food to go? Where can one park for that? Do you have to pay for parking?
You do not have to pay to park. You just pull into the alley, pull up to the parking sign, put on your flashers, and we'll have you in and out in about 10 minutes.
So takeaway is you can now make reservations for parties of 8 or more. Valet parking is available. If you want a little rendezvous at home, you guys and gals make it easy.
You got it.
The Rendezvous, a family restaurant in the alley in downtown Memphis since 1948.
This Friday, join Greg and me from 10 till 1 for Sports 56 Middays at Town Village Audubon Park at the corner of Park and Cherry. We'll have complimentary barbecue from Three Little Pigs for lunch and lots of prizes, including free golf with a cart at Wedgwood Golf Club and more. That's Sports 56 Middays with Greg and me this Friday from 10 to 1. Town Village Audubon Park, located at 950 Cherry Road at the corner of Park Avenue. We hope to see you there with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Are we doing November Rain? This one is borderline. I'm not sure that even though it is soft, I'm not sure we can call it soft rock. I don't know. We might need to take a poll on that one. 67129, First Bank. Let me know what you think. First Bank text line. Is this soft rock? Can you count November Rain as soft rock? You think so? Actually,
yeah,
you don't get
this is soft rock.
You've already shown your soft rock. You don't. I'd like to know. I don't think I'm voting no.
What type of rock is it if it's not
it's just rock.
soft? Just rock.
It's just rock.
Just
rock,
a
rock,
slow
rock.
rock song.
Yeah, it's just slow rock song.
Which is called soft rock.
No, not true. That's a different genre. That's a different genre. Kids like you know when I don't, like I said, just let me know what you think. 67129. In the meantime, as promised, we welcome to the program from the Daily Memphian, a man who's been very, very busy of late, Jonah Jordan, who was kind enough to take some time to spend with us this morning. Good morning, Jordan. Jonah, how are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
What's going on, man? You guys have been, you and Drew Hill have been quite active over at the Daily Memphian on the situation around Melissa McFerrin and an investigation into what appeared to be allegations of mistreatment, abuse, some pretty stunning stuff that you guys have written about and has been uncovered. For folks that have not been following it closely, can you kind of take folks through the gist of what you guys have found through your investigation thus far?
Yeah, of course. So last week we wrote first that the university had opened an external investigation. They hired someone in the Pictor Group to do a review into the women's basketball program because since 2016, the University of Memphis has received exit surveys from people leaving the program or other people that suggest that the culture, they called it a culture, a negative culture, a negative environment. Morale has been low, and has been every season. They opened an internal investigation in 2016. We don't know the official results. But they did say that it's a negative environment, and so we continued. We found 9 former players go on the record and talk about their experiences. They alleged physical abuse, mental abuse, racial insensitivity. It was a lot. I've been working on this for about 6 or 7 weeks, and what's weird is it all started with a tweet. Jasmine James, one of the girls on record, tweeted about her experience in the women's program, and that kind of sparked all this.
So Jonah, if this came up in 2016, were there measures put in place for McFerrin to like hit, I guess, benchmarks, things that she needed to do in order to keep her job and get a contract extension, or was it just, hey, don't do this anymore, and everybody went about their day?
That's a good question. Nobody really knows because Tom Bowen and Mark Allnut were the 2 guys in charge at that point. Those were 2 people who handled it. That 2016 investigation was compliance. One of the allegations was, hey, we're going over practice times a lot. It's a lot. Like, one girl we talked to was like, I couldn't have a social life. We were at the women's practice facility at all times. I mean, it was every single day of the week. You're only supposed to practice 20 hours a week. So she alleged that they were going over practice times. In that letter that we have, that we've spoken about, we've written about, from 2016, compliance set up a system to where the players could monitor their practice times in a more efficient way, but the rest was referred to Tom Bowen and Mark Allnut, and we do not know the official where it went from there. They called it a review, that Mark Allnut and Tom Bowen needed to review the results of that investigation, and we don't know where they went from there.
Jonah, what are the circumstances that you guys could detail and figure out with regard to how Melissa McFerrin gets a contract extension 2 days after she was notified of this investigation, and amid all of the what appear to be findings, at the very least, that would indicate that there's, as you pointed out, very low morale surrounding the program. And again, that's probably the absolute best case scenario. Then you're talking about potential serious allegations of abuse, physical, mental, and so on and so forth. How does she get the contract extension? How does all that come about?
That's the biggest question. That is the biggest question, because her contract expired on I think it was April 21st. I mean, she was going to be done. If they didn't renew her contract, she would have been done.
Right.
It's a very strange situation, in all honesty. that nobody.
And to be
knows
fair, it's not like the performance. Like it's not like this is Gino Oriema. With respect to Melissa McFerrin, like it's not
175, 172, and never been to a tournament.
Right. I mean, they're okay, but like that. It's not like we've got to hang on to Melissa McFerrin.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense either.
Yeah, I mean, she won 21 combined games for the last 2 seasons. 5 of her last 6 seasons have been losing seasons. I've heard speculation as to why. I really don't want to speculate about this particular issue on the radio. Sorry, but
well, we do love nothing but unfounded speculation.
Reckless speculation is what this show is based on. That is a pillar of this show.
No, that does fit perfectly with our brand. But I understand your journalistic integrity won't allow that to happen. I get that. I appreciate that, Jonah.
Yeah, but there's speculation. But there's 2 questions that I feel like need to be answered. As what were the results of that 2016 review? And, well, there's 3 questions. The 2016 investigation, why'd she get an extension, and what's next? And the what's next is a big question as well, because as of yesterday, she's still practicing with her team. She was still recruiting. Like, it was business as usual as if this didn't happen. So it's kind of a strange situation to me.
How can this go about as business as usual when it is a dynamic of players saying we are not pleased with what is going on with this coach? She is belittling us. There are emotional abuse allegations. How can it go about? How can anything with that women's program go about like normal in this particular situation?
I honestly don't know. Since we wrote on July 4th, we've heard no official response from the university. Their initial statement said that they take these things seriously, and I'm waiting for that to happen. I mean, it's kind of strange to me. Like Georgia Tech put their coach on administrative leave immediately after allegations occurred. North Carolina put their coach on administrative leave after this happened. I don't know if Memphis is going to do that. There was talk that may happen, but we're still waiting.
Well, and the specifics of the allegations, Jonah, and as you mentioned, 9 players come forward publicly, and sort of the genesis of it being a public tweet away from the investigation itself. Take us through a few of those and what surrounds them, contemporaneous credibility, that kind of thing. Is there a possibility that this is a lot of just sour grapes from folks who didn't play? Is this corroborated? How credible are these allegations, and has there been any findings in that regard from the investigative side?
So, you want me to take you through?
A few of those, if you would.
Okay, like Amber Holmes was an Overton High School graduate who came to Memphis. Didn't really play a ton, but she had an knee injury. She tore her ACL. Up and down playing time, but she talked about how Melissa McFerrin grabbed her around the neck in 2014 and made an "I can't breathe" joke. Then Courtney Powell, who played. She played. Jasmine James played. Most of the girls we talked to played a significant amount. I don't think this is sour grapes. I mean, it didn't seem like it when you're talking to these girls. I mean, because, I asked about it. Me and Drew, we asked about it. We were like, hey, is this all about playing time? And one girl, like Amber Holmes, said, no, like, I understood. I had seniors in front of me. I had people who have been there in front of me, people who may have been better than me. She was like, I was putting in extra work every single day to try and show everyone, hey, I can do this. Jasmine James played. She was like, my first year, I had somebody who was better than me. I had a senior in front of me. I understood that he'd come off the bench. But her next season, she played. Like, these people, as far as I could tell, it wasn't sour grapes. It was people who were actually involved in the program, people who actually played.
Where you brought up, like, where does it go from here? Where does the University of Memphis women's basketball program go? It seems like something needs to be done to McFerrin, be it a suspension or something else, just to give the appearance that you care about what these players are saying in these exit surveys? Where should the university look to go from here?
Honestly, I don't know. That's up to them. They could wait until the Picture Group comes back and with their report of their investigation, but that could take months. I don't know. Student-athlete well-being is not really something you want to play around with. It's a very serious topic. It's something that NCAA takes very, very seriously. It's something that the university takes seriously. In other sports, I don't know what kind of signal you're sending to the women's basketball program, to other programs that involve women, that if you're not football and basketball, or men's basketball, the message they're sending right now, somebody told me this, I'm not making this up, is what kind of message are you sending? Do you care about these other sports? Are you going to take it seriously? They need to show they are. I don't know what kind of action they need to take, but they at least I think they need to say something at this point.
Well, and here's the other question I have. Where does the departure of Tom Bowen sit in all of this? And what is the role of David Rudd in this, particularly as it pertains to Allie Prescott coming in as interim AD? Who has the power here with regard to this contract?
So Drew and I put together that timeline of events that started in January. They started negotiating an extension in January, and Bowen was a part of that. Tom Bowen was. You can see the dates that eventually get into March and April align with the dates that Elizabeth Holloway ended up sending the letter that was one of the reasons that Tom Bowen ended up resigning. That same day, Melissa McFerrin and legal counsel were corresponding about the letter. You can go read that at the Daily Memphian. I don't know how much crossover. That's something we've been looking at. We don't know how much those things have to do with one another, but Bowen did. He negotiated the extension. Rudd was involved as well. They met with Melissa McFerrin throughout the process as she had complaints about Title IX and various other issues about her contract as they worked to get it done. Bowen's signature's on the deal. Rudd's signature's on the deal. They were both involved.
And even within the discussion of this deal, the idea of an outside investigation came up. I mean, right? I mean, this was an ongoing part of this discussion, right?
Yeah. This
seems crazy. Like, I just don't. I really. It's fascinating to read and to think about. I feel very, very, very badly for the young women that are involved here, who have been, apparently, in many forms, I guess victimized is the best word, but it's hard to say. It's their word at this point. We'll find out what the investigation says, but they seem quite sure of it and are willing to go on the record to discuss it. And yet you have this discussion where there's I think didn't her attorney say something to the effect of that she's amenable to an outside? I mean, is that even something that should be debated? Like that you, of course you're amenable to, if the university decides that there should be no compliance or not. Like, that's just, you got to be investigated, period, right?
Yeah. She met with legal counsel, I do believe it was, and they discussed this. And then Melanie Murray, the University of Memphis legal counsel, said, so we discussed, like you discussed, you're amenable to an outside investigation in your program. There's been a pattern of reviews after every season, a pattern of complaints. We want to look into that, which I've never seen it come up in a contract negotiation before. I think it's kind of weird. But yeah, that's where all this, like before, we just had all these players complaints, and then we get all these documents, and it notes 2016 investigation and an investigation coming. The Picture Group came in, I think it was 2 weeks ago, for 3 days and talked to everyone in the athletic department in groups that singled out the women's, anybody that had anything to do with the women's basketball team. One-on-one, I think Melissa McFerrin met with them twice. They've gone through, I don't know how many players they've talked to currently. I think her whole entire team turned over from last year, except for 3 or 4 people. so the new players probably don't have a good idea of what's going on right now. But they did go and talk to former players. We do know that, including some of the ones that we talked to. Nobody knows the results yet. Nobody knows how long it's going to take. Nobody knows what the next steps are with that either. There's kind of just this great cloud, this big question mark looming over that program at the moment.
It's crazy. This is one of the more bizarre stories I can remember in a while, especially because she's not suspended. She's still there as far as I could tell. They gave her an extension in the midst of all this, which seems there's a lot here. There's a lot here. So I'm sure you guys will have plenty more work to do, but you've done very well thus far, and I've enjoyed checking it out. Kudos to you and Drew and everyone who's digging in deep on this thing. And thanks for joining us this morning. I appreciate it, Jonah.
Thanks, Jonah.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Y'all have a nice day.
Jonah Jordan from Daily Memphian joining us. What a bizarre story.
This is going to get interesting when we eventually get all of the information. This does not look good.
I don't get it. It's so much I don't understand about that. And where does Tom Bowen? How does he fit into all this?
Mm-hmm.
And how does him departing fit into all this?
Mm-hmm.
Whew. I'm not digging in like these guys are. So, and they still have lots of questions. We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap up this hour of the program. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whq.com.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
The World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational makes its debut at TPC Southwind, July 24th through 28th.
Join me, Justin Thomas, when I defend my title at TPC Southwind. Tickets are on sale at WGCFedEx.com.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Lemon Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Lemon Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemonbrace.com.
Just the other day, I stumbled across an incredible full-service paint store, Memphis Paint's Benjamin Moore store, located on the corner of Mendenhall and Poplar. I learned how to choose the perfect color from their very helpful staff. Benjamin Moore paints are cut above other paints, high-quality paints that last for years and are easy to clean. Memphis Paints has the largest selection of colors on your palette, so whether you're painting walls, bricks, or concrete, let Memphis Paints and Benjamin Moore help you make the change. Located 699 South Mendenhall, call today Memphis Paints and Benjamin Moore at 901-683-7369.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Babe, I'm leaving. I must be on my way.
Sticks. By request. Babe.
Yeah.
Excellent. I got requests. How come you don't play my requests?
You never ask or tell me them.
Well, you're supposed to know them.
Well, you like Sticks, right?
I do. I like all this stuff. Soft Rock Tuesday.
So then it's basically everything you like.
Soft Rock Tuesday is my baby.
It is.
So
it'll never go away.
It's my baby.
Is it your baby? Because I feel like Max decided he was going to do Soft Rock Tuesday, and we just stuck with it because you enjoyed it so much.
I don't know the derivation of Soft Rock Tuesday. I'm saying I'm the guardian of Soft Rock
You are
Tuesday.
the guardian. You are definitely that.
I'll put it that way.
Yes.
I'm the legal guardian of Soft Rock Tuesday.
Yes.
No matter how it was born, I'm the daddy.
Okay. You claiming that baby.
That's right. We're going on Maury. I am the father.
No matter what. No matter what the paternity test says. No matter the origin of creation. I'm going to raise it like it's my own.
That's right.
Okay, you're going to raise it like it's your own.
That's right.
Okay, I got you.
As I mentioned, we got some very good questions regarding the Grizzlies situation, Tyus Jones, coaching staff, summer, all that stuff. If you got more of those, please send those in at 67129. We're going to get to all of those coming up in our next segment at the top of the 9 o'clock hour. Serena Williams in the third set right now of a great matchup with Allison Risky. She's up 3-2, but it's a real barn burner. Great tennis being played. Ball being hit hard on both sides and staying in, and they're hitting it back and forth. And some are serving, and sometimes they're not serving. It's really what tennis is all about, CJ.
I couldn't agree more. Just the speed and the velocity and the spin on the ball after it leaves the racket. They're showing why they are tennis professionals out there running around.
That's right.
Sheer stamina, endurance, and power. And that's what you need to be tennis players.
We're veering dangerously close to a CJ's tennis minute over here. We are like we're teetering on the edge of it.
I am a tennis expert. One of the many things I'm an expert on. I'm just saying.
If Max hit the music right there, we could really.
The good old.
You got the music ready?
Good old racket.
Oh, all right.
Is what I like to call it. The great green ball is how I like to call it. Out there on the grass. And that grass is something different. That grass is something different. It hits differently off that grass. Just saying. It's a shame Max doesn't have that music pulled up because
this is a real poor man's version of it. But.
Well, we don't have time for it. Maybe we can fit it in there somewhere.
You're right.
Next
There's so much that I need to say about tennis. I need like 20, 25 minutes just to expound on it. Just to let it breathe and to get you with some true knowledge about the game.
25 seconds I can give you.
Or maybe 0.25 seconds.
Oh, you guys need this tennis breakdown. It is great.
Do you want to break down something else? John Daly is withdrawn from the Open Championship, AKA the British Open, but I call it the Open Championship, like you're supposed to now. Calling it the British Open is out of fashion. You don't do that anymore.
Just call it what it wants to be called.
What wants to be called the Open Championship.
There we go. Open Championship.
John Daly is withdrawn from the Open 3 days after being told he can't ride in a cart. You laugh. He got a cart for the PGA Championship.
Yes, he did.
This year, citing the Americans with Disabilities Act, saying that he's got a knee situation. He says he has osteoarthritis in his right knee, making it difficult to walk. Now, Tiger Woods, among others, was not too impressed with that. Tiger said, well, I play with a broken leg, so, I feel about John's got a knee thing.
I walked on it.
And John, to be fair, John is not not taking care of his body all that well. We're not talking about an elite athlete here. We're not talking about a guy that's been really hitting the gym on any. Well, he's hitting the gym.
He's chugging the beers.
Yeah.
What gym is he hitting?
The Beam.
Oh.
He's hitting that gym.
Hey, up here. That was a good one.
You like that up top? All right.
I wasn't expecting that one. That one caught me off guard. That was a good one.
And I don't really need
that was a good one.
And I don't really need to make light of it because the guy's got a problem.
Oh.
But he has not taken any steps to address that problem that I can tell. And so, not surprisingly, his knee situation's gotten worse and worse, and he can't walk. And okay, that means you can't play. Like, and if you have a legit disability, then absolutely we can talk about it and we can figure this thing out. That's one thing, but this is not that. And the Royal and Ancient, the RNA, the governing body of golf for for this tournament certainly, and probably the oldest body in golf, said they denied the request because it considers walking to be an integral part of the tournament, which it really is. Like that's part of golf.
It would be interesting to see on the good old pitch if certain players were allowed to ride around in golf carts. That would make the game a little bit more interesting.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Anything.
I don't want to see dudes driving around in a golf cart.
in a golf cart. Baseball, in the whole horse hide, as I like to call it, gets a little bit more interesting if you're allowed to ride around in a golf cart.
The only time I want to see a cart in baseball is the little cart that used to take the relief pitcher with a big batting helmet and a big helmet cart that used to drive. They used to drive guys to the mound. That I want to see.
That would speed the game up.
Yeah. Take a hit, whoopsh, and then just get in a cart and drive around the bases.
Drive around the bases.
Yeah, there you go. Now we're getting somewhere. I like that. I like that better. We'll take a break. We'll come back. You have questions about the Grizzlies. You can send them in now at 67129. We can take phone calls too because we'll talk about those and answer them hopefully when we return in hour number 3. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Thinking about building a home? Perhaps a renovation you want done right. Whatever your plans, contact Ken Garland Custom Home Builders. Ken understands it's a big decision. That's why he works closely with his clients, ensuring they get exactly what they want and expect. Quality construction, on time, and on budget. For 2 generations, Ken Garland Home Builders has been building and renovating fine custom homes all across the Mid-South. Nothing is finished until everything is right. Call 901-751-1632. Online at kengarland.com.
Family Leisure's pool clearance sale is July 8th through the 21st. Above ground pools starting at $11.99. 24-foot pools starting at $17.99. And you can get free upgrades on select pools that include pool filters, liners, and winter covers. Special 12-month financing is available. Plus, half off on toys, floats, and pool games. Summer's just started. There's plenty of time to swim, so make a splash at the Family Leisure Pool Clearance Sale. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe. Unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Hi friends, I'm Shane Stanford from Christ Church, Memphis. Here at Christ Church, we believe in Memphis and we believe in you. And every Sunday at 11 o'clock, we want to invite you to come hear a biblically based, Christ-centered message that talks about God's love for you and His guidance in your life. And also to hear an interview by amazing people who are doing incredible things for our city and our community. So don't miss us, 11 o'clock, right here on this station, every Sunday morning. I'm Shane Stanford. Remember, you matter.
You don't have to go all the way to the Caribbean to have a taste of the Caribbean. You can have it right here in downtown Memphis. Curry and Jerk coconut shrimp. Chef Ricardo, give the people a little bit of a description of what those coconut shrimp are like.
Well, one of the main ingredients, we got sweet shredded coconut in it, so you just gotta hop on down, come to 126 Monroe Avenue. We make it fresh every day.
Man, and then you have festival breads that are also made in-house.
You got a lot of different type of festival bread like recipe, but the one that we got at Curry and Jerk is different from anywhere else you would go.
Tell me why rice and peas are so good.
Well, our rice and peas got the original flavor and the original taste of like the real Jamaican rice and beans, so you're not getting any knockoff, you're getting the real stuff.
If you want authentic Caribbean cuisine, think only one place, Curry and Jerk. Located in the heart of downtown Memphis at 126 Monroe.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 and 87.7 FM anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for information on breaking news, station events, big guests, and opportunities to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter today. Your home for the Ole Miss Rebels. Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGF-LP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Yeah, hour number 3 right here. Brought to you by our friends at Acura of Memphis. It is the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt and our friend Maximilian Von Vincent, a.k.a. Maximum Overdrive, a.k.a. Maximum Security, a.k.a. Maximum Voltage, a.k.a. 2% on the other side of the glass, bringing you the Fleetwood Mac on this Soft Rock Tuesday. Taking it home. We got your request. You know, we're going to do some requests, but keep sending the requests in because Mac's going to keep a list, and we're just going to add them to the list. You may have to wait till next Tuesday. We only have so many rejoins. You know what I mean?
That is the beautiful thing about Soft Rock Tuesday. It happens every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
So if you didn't hear your song this particular Tuesday, you'll hear it next week or the week after that. We got the list. Keep them coming in.
Keep those coming. It is hot. It's going to be very hot today. Heat index around 110 degrees. That's hot. The actual temperature well into the 90s, so be careful out there. We talked about the home run derby last night. The winner, Pete Alonso, but really the show was stolen by Vladdy Guerrero, Jock Peterson doing their thing. It was a really fun exhibition of baseball and hitting them dongs and making it happen, right, CJ?
I hate that. Not that I hate Soft Rock Tuesday. I'm grateful.
You better.
I'm grateful for Soft Rock Tuesday. I wish the home run derby was tonight, so that tomorrow we could dedicate the day to Young Jock.
That's true. That would be appropriate.
Get some juice box going. The instrumental version. It would be a lot of just instrumentals, except for It's Going Down. You could play that one.
I'm excited about that. That would be fun. Serena Williams up 4-3 in the third set of her matchup with Allison Risky, a very exciting quarterfinal over on the women's side. I wanted to make sure we had enough time to get to them. Texter says, first of all, Ryan is talking about the Tyus Jones situation, and for those that don't know or have forgotten, the Grizzlies signed Tyus Jones to an offer sheet. He's a restricted free agent. That offer sheet, 3 years, $28 million. Jones, the envisioned replacement for DeLon Wright, who the Grizzlies allowed to go to Dallas in exchange for 2 second-round picks in a sign-and-trade. 3 years, $29 million was the contract with Dallas for DeLon Wright. Ryan wants to know if Minnesota matches the offer, does Tyus get to pick where he wants to go, or is he forced to stay there? No, he is forced to stay. Ryan, if Minnesota matches the offer, he is a Timberwolf. That is the advantage teams have when they have restricted free agent situation, when they have that right. If they match, he's a Wolf, and in fact, he cannot be traded to the Grizzlies at that point for a year. So he would definitely not be a Grizzly. He might end up being traded somewhere else, but he can't be traded to Memphis as a result of that. So we shall see. Again, the discussion we had earlier, the Timberwolves signed Tyrone Wallace, a point guard, to I don't know how fully guaranteed the deal is, but they signed him to a contract yesterday, which is leading some to believe that they're going to let Tyus Jones walk. I'm not sure they absolutely have to do that based on signing him, although it does tend to kind of point you in that direction. They are perilously close to the salary cap or to the luxury tax line, and in fact, by signing him, if they were to match on Tyus Jones now, they would go over the tax line. So it tells you they probably won't, but you can't say for absolute certain at this point. Nonetheless, Jones, as we talked about, to me, is a better fit for what the Grizzlies are trying to do with their team. That leads us to another text at 67129. It says, what is the status of the Grizzlies coaching staff? I see other people helping Jenkins at Summer League. Who are these people? Haven't heard anyone talk about it. We talked about it, I guess, a couple weeks ago before I went on vacation. The staff at Summer League is kind of a hybrid staff of a lot of guys that were part of the staff last year and some Hustle coaching staff members, guys like Brad Jones, who's the head coach of the Hustle. He's on that staff. Vitaly Potapenko is the lead assistant for him in summer, and he will probably stick around. He was on the coaching staff last year. JJ Outlaw, guys like that. But they're still talking to folks, and I would imagine after Summer League they will bring in more assistant coaches. Jenkins has said that it's kind of a collaborative effort with him in the front office to figure out who they're going to bring in. So this is not the completed staff, but it's kind of there's some Hustle guys, there's some other folks that were in developmental for the organization that are going to stick around. And I would think Potapenko would stay on the staff. They like the way he works with the bigs, especially got a good relationship with Jaren and all that. So,
and this is good for that the growth and development of some of those coaches on those staffs, on the Hustle staff. We've seen several times, several NBA coaches, head coaching right now, lead assistants right now, get that start in the NBA G League as an assistant or as a head coach. So this will work out well for them.
Well, and this is there's no point in rushing through, I suppose, and just hiring coaches just to hire them. I mean, it's just for Summer League. At the end of the day, it's just Summer League. So no reason to get all bent out of shape about it. But it's an important part of it. All of it has to kind of work in concert. This is one of the reasons why we talked about the Tyus Jones situation. Again, everything the Grizzlies are doing, and one of the things I think that's the most impressive about what we've seen thus far in this rebuild is that everything is kind of working together. Everything seems to be working. All the moves are kind of pointing in this direction. They want a team next year. Obviously, they're going to be young, but they also want to start to develop a style of play that is appropriate for them, something that is distinctive. And the way they seem to want to play is very fast-paced, very athletically oriented, doing a lot in transition. Well, you see what they've done. They've gone out and acquired players. Ja Morant, and maybe that getting that second pick and knowing you're going to get Ja Morant pushed you to start to develop in that direction, knowing you've got Jaren Jackson, who's very athletic in his own right. You kind of go into that direction. Taylor Jenkins is a coach who is, I don't know if we know a whole lot about his style of play necessarily yet, but we do know that player development is a big part of it. And they seem to be making these acquisitions, Brandon Clark in the draft, and now Tyus Jones, that push you in the direction of, distribution from the point guard, because Morant and Jones could be, one of the better pairs of passers in the entire league at the point guard position next year. And they've got guys that can finish at the basket. So all this is kind of pointing in the direction of playing with much more pace, much more athleticism, and spreading the floor and ball movement. You're seeing that in Summer League as well, with just kind of the stuff that Taylor Jenkins is running. All of it makes sense. All of it is kind of working together, So to me, that's the biggest thing, CJ, is that the last few years, I think this is really kind of laying bare and making it pretty obvious how little the front office was doing in the last few years.
Yeah.
It just there wasn't just a whole lot of action happening on the fringes.
all of this talk about, hey, we're going to play faster, we're going to play faster, we're going to play faster every year, no matter who the coach was bringing in, because they're bringing in about a coach a year under this under the last front office. We're going to play fast. How can you play faster with the pieces that you have? That's not a realistic expectation, and that's not a true statement. Now it is, okay, this is what we have. We're going to play the way our core group likes to play. That is how we're going to play, and we made sure that we got a core group that is athletic, that's going to be able to finish at the rim, that's going to be pretty dynamic in transition. So if that's what the core group is going to be, now we've got to go out there and get pieces that bring that out of the core group and can fit into what we're trying to do. And that is why you bring up the moves on the fringes. Those moves on the fringes have been great because it has allowed them to go out there and get Jackson. You know, the move on the fringe. Hey, when we trade Mike Conley, let's get that $25 million trade exception. All right, now we bring in Iguodala. Cool. Now we can possibly move him to get somebody else to fit into what the up and down pace this team wants to play. Hey, we got Kyle Korver in that trade. Hey, you know what? Let's move him with another player, and let's see if we can't get something young and athletic to fit in with what we want to do here, run up and down and play athletic. They did that. They moved Carter to the Suns and got back Jackson. Like they are those fringe moves. They are building. All of these moves have got to build on top of one another. You brought that up yesterday or before you went out on vacation. Like it's great to make the moves, but then what do you do to build on top of the move? It was great to get what you got from Mike Conley, but now what do you do to build on top of that? And this franchise right now with this front office seems to be building on all of the moves out on the fringes to get more athletic players in here to play up and down.
Well, and that's where you have to continue to have synergy between your front office and your coaching staff and the players and all that stuff. Everybody's got to be on the same page. Hasn't been the case around here the last few years. And you've seen that now. I think now it's pretty obvious that you see it based on how things have gone in this offseason. You see how there hasn't been a great deal of connection necessarily. How the opportunities that Chris Wallace may have had in I don't know, how many different moves could have been done, but there wasn't a clarity about what the team wanted to do. So how do you make the moves when you don't even really know who you're going to be? Are you trying to win? They were making moves trying to win, but what was the point of that? Again, you were never going to win. Thank God they didn't end up like the Hornets, who end up losing Kemba Walker. They could have had plenty of opportunities to trade the guy. Didn't, and now they lose him for nothing and overpay for Terry Rozier, and now they're in a deep world of hurt. Think about the how much more difficult a rebuild would have been if you hadn't traded Mike Conley for what you got. Forget about the Marcus Gasol trade. That was more of a convenient situation. Jonas is fine. I'm not super wild about him that signing, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference one way or the other. But that was more of just getting Mark. You don't want that contract coming back. He doesn't fit your style of play. You cannot, under any circumstances, play fast with Mark on the roster. That is impossible with Mark playing 30 minutes. No knock on Mark, who is an NBA champion and a hell of a great player. He's not. He's the opposite of up tempo. I mean, you cannot play up and down. So, all right, you got to make that move. Again, this is stylistically, all of this fits. All of this kind of comes together in the way that you would expect it to. They didn't know, or they couldn't figure out in the last few years what they wanted to do. There were those among us, myself, I guess one of the probably loudest of the group, who said that grit and grind has been dead. That group has been dead for a while, and that you should have moved on 2 years ago, at least, maybe 3, because after that run in the 2015 postseason, you give it one more shot. But then once the Jaeger stuff, like when you brought in Fizdale, it would have been a great opportunity to pivot completely to whatever that style that he wanted to roll with at that point. And, that was a big part of the friction between he and Mark and everything else. They still couldn't figure out what they wanted to be, couldn't figure out who they wanted to be, couldn't figure out how they wanted to get to those goals. Now, for the first time in forever, they know. And there is, unanimity like we're all going in this direction. It's a rebuild. It's a full rebuild down to the studs. We're getting rid of everything that's not nailed down. Whatever we can do, flip this, flip that, we're getting assets. We need sweet, big, juicy assets.
Give me that asset.
That's right. Shake that asset. That's what I always say.
Watch yourself.
You got to show me what you're working with.
Got to.
And they're working with a lot right now.
Yeah, they are. And teams keep backing that asset up, man. Keep doing it. And you got to take it. You just got to take that asset when they offer it to you.
That's exactly right.
You have to.
We've always said that.
Yes.
And it's vital. Grab it. Grab that asset.
Grab that asset.
Sitting right in front of you.
Got to.
Can't avoid it.
No.
Looking all good.
Looking good. Looking big. Looking juicy. Just take a bite of that asset.
And that's what the Grizzlies have done. So now, like, they know where they're going. You got to know.
And you know where they're going.
Yeah.
We know where they're going, and there was no big town hall meeting like, hey, this is what we're going to do. Nobody had to go out to the media and say, hey, this is the game plan. You know what it is. You brought this up. When did we start doing this show? Like February, March? You brought this up back then. There's got to be a plan, and it shouldn't be them telling you what the plan is. You should be able to identify what the plan is based off the moves that they make. You brought that up, right. and they are doing that now.
Well, and that's one thing that in talking to Jason Wexler and Zach Kleiman when I had a chance to chat with them right after they got the job, that was one of the things they said. I asked, just specifically about long-term plan, what would it be? How would you communicate that? And Wexler, I believe, was the one who said, it's better for us at this point to just show what we're doing rather than to tell you what we're going to do, because we don't really want to reveal what we're going to do. And, you don't, people have heard a lot of stuff anyway. So, well, that makes perfect sense. Like, and it's very clear at this stage exactly what it is they're trying to do. Everyone is kind of on the same page. So now there's really no pressure. Now, you do want to have a certain level of competence. You don't want to be the Suns where you've got just a bunch of young people running around without any kind of idea what they're doing. And development is just non-existent because you don't have enough good players and people to hold folks accountable. You need to have some structure to it. So that is part of the gig. They'll have to figure out exactly how that's going to happen. But man, when you get an opportunity, this is what we talked about, structuring yourself and rebuilding with a purpose. That's the name of the game.
Mm-hmm.
When you make that Mike Conley deal and you put yourself in a position where you structure it like, okay, you got folks that you can move on for other things like Korver. You move Korver on. You create a trade exception that you can then use for the Iguodala thing. That you put yourself in the possibility of taking advantage of teams that need your help. This is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Oklahoma City yesterday. They did that with Denver. Denver needed to acquire. There was a trade exception that was expiring yesterday. They had to use it or lose it. And they used it, and Oklahoma City was in a position to give them Jeremy Grant for a first-round pick. They saved a ton of money in tax, $39 million to be exact. And Denver got a player that they need to help them win. I mean, this is what you want to position yourself. You can only do this if you know where you're going. Oklahoma City now knows where they're going. This is where the Russell Westbrook discussion comes in. They now know it's time for the rebuild. They put it off. They've had other opportunities sort of thrust upon them, but now they know. So now they're going to try to move Russ and make it happen. The Grizzlies know. It was thrust upon them with time, but they know what they're going to do. And now you're seeing them really do a masterful job of acquiring as much as they possibly can, and they'll have more to do because they've got too many people on the roster right now. As we speak, it's a little bit of a crazy roster. But that's going to be the way it is for the year. I mean, this is not – I don't think people need to get too caught up in – you can do a lot of experimentation. They're talking about, there's some rumor of using Tyus Jones as a two-guard alongside John Morant. There's rumor. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Play Kyle Anderson as a one with this is the beauty of having a season like this. Next year or two, you can pretty much just let Taylor Jenkins, who's 34, learn his trade. And just kind of do whatever you feel like doing. There's no pressure to win big here. There's no one expects this team to win.
And it's important to do things.
And they're not going to win, by the way.
It's important to do those types of things because you've got to know how these players, especially the core group, you've got to know how they play with other pieces, if that makes sense. How does this group play with somebody who can shoot the lights out? What does that look like? How do they play with somebody who's a phenomenal cutter and great on defense? What does that look like so that when they get good enough to be right there on that fringe of a playoff berth, of a Western Conference final trip, of an NBA final trip, right on the cusp, you know what type of piece you can add that will really bring it out of them, really maximize what they are. It's important to experiment this year when, like you said, that pressure to win is not on you. It's important to do so that you can get that information and store it away in the back burner for later on down the line, 2-3 years from now, when those picks begin to convey. And then you can move pieces to move assets to get better assets, or just use the asset that is a draft pick to bring in something that really fits what you're trying to do.
That's exactly right.
Got to move those assets. Keep moving your assets.
Oh, if you got big assets, you gotta keep moving.
Keep moving, man. Max, when is Asset Day?
That was yesterday, right?
Okay.
Grizzlies.
All right.
That's
Grizzlies,
every day.
Grizzlies Assets Day's been every day for the Grizzlies.
Yes, I don't know how the assets aren't worn out.
Building. You got more to do. Got bigger. Get them assets bigger. More lustrous, rounder.
Mm-hmm.
Can't sit on. You remember I told you can't sit on those fat assets. You gotta get out there and get it moving.
Got to move your assets, man. What? You learned nothing else from today. Just move those assets.
That's exactly right. So let us know what you think. 360-8255. If you want to talk assets, we can do that right here. 360-8255. What's your favorite asset? What kind of assets do you like?
Oh, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Think about that.
Let me marinate
67129. Yeah, marinate on that just a little bit. We'll take a break and we'll continue here as we bring you this hour of the program. Brought to you by our friends at Acura of Memphis, online AcuraMemphis.com. Go see them. 385 and Ridgeway. They've got you covered whether you're looking for brand new Acuras. Boy, they've got tons of those, and they are wonderful. Whether you're looking for a certified pre-owned, the only place you can get certified pre-owned Acuras is at Acura of Memphis, or a pre-owned inventory that is absolutely huge, and you go in and see what they've got. They've got something for you, all different makes and models, all different price ranges. Go online and start your search there. The inventory is right in front of you. AcuraMemphis.com, and then go say hello to them. 385 in Ridgeway for our friends at Acura of Memphis. Back after this on The Experience, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
These seats are amazing.
We deliver tickets, team merchandise, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Some years ago, when the news broke that Joseph Stalin's daughter had defected from communism in Russia, many people were startled. She said, "I found it impossible to exist without God in one's heart." That was a great change, because since the moment the main dogmas of communism had been born, they were against that God or any talk of a deity. But it lost its significance for me. I've come here to New York, to the land of the free, to seek the self-expression that has been denied me for so long. Well, this was truly a sacrifice. But she said it was impossible to go back if I were to go deeply into this new relationship with God. Joseph Stalin's daughter realized what so many of us have realized, that there's only one who can fit that place, that hole, that vacuum, and that's Jesus. I'm Shane Stanford from Christchurch, Memphis. Remember, you matter.
Visit ChristchurchMemphis.org.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between, in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
This Friday, join Greg and me from 10 till 1 for Sports 56 Middays at Town Village Audubon Park at the corner of Park and Cherry. We'll have complimentary barbecue from Three Little Pigs for lunch and lots of prizes, including free golf with a cart at Wedgwood Golf Club and more. That's Sports 56 Middays with Greg and me this Friday from 10 to 1. Town Village Audubon Park, located at 950 Cherry Road at the corner of Park Avenue. We hope to see you there with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
You could remix this big time. You could totally remix this. I might do that.
Are we gonna do it?
See?
It doesn't go well.
It works.
I don't like it.
I like it.
Yeah, you don't like it because you don't have good taste, Mac. CJ gets it. And you don't have to respond like that. That was very inappropriate. I do not appreciate that one bit. Goodness gracious. 2%. What is happening to me?
He's spoiled. Every now and then 2% gets spoiled.
That's right. Past that expiration date. You got to smell it.
I'd rather not smell 2%.
I'm just saying your actual milk. You give it a little sniff.
See, I don't have a good enough sense of smell. So yes. So I actually have to take a quick sip.
Do you taste things?
Yes.
You have a decent sense of taste?
The stronger the taste, the better. So
like
not Swiss cheese. I don't taste it. I can taste like real sharp cheddars.
Sounds like you got a real problem there.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the many things. One of the many things wrong with me.
Crow enjoyed our discussion of assets. I said the asset segment might possibly be the best ever segment in sports talk radio history.
That's because we were sharing a wealth of knowledge. They do got a lot of assets. Just a big haul of assets.
Sometimes you can't fit all that assets that you got in there. You gotta cram it. You gotta kind of cram it in there.
Yeah, and the Grizzlies
look on that sheet. You look on that sheet right now. That roster sheet. You cramming, squeezing all those assets in there.
They're gonna have to lose some of those assets, but actually, they could flip some of those assets for more assets.
You just gotta keep it rolling. Don't be losing.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
You can flip assets.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best thing to do with assets is flip it.
It's kind of crazy to think about this. The way that things look right now. The roster. Do you know who here's fun game.
Here we go. I like fun games. Let's get it.
Can you name the 3 highest paid Grizzlies right now as we speak this morning on the roster?
Highest paid Grizzlies right now on the roster. Iggy
is 1.
Iguodala's
1. Jonas is 2. Those 2 are relatively easy.
Kyle Anderson?
That was going to be my guess.
He's
was
5th.
Anderson.
He's 5th.
Okay. Jay Crowder?
No.
Okay.
He's like 9th.
All right. Who else is getting paid? Ish.
Miles Plumlee.
Ooh, he's 4th.
Good job.
I
forgot Plumlee was
the guy that he was traded with alongside him is
Solomon Hill.
Solomon Hill is the answer. Solomon Hill is 3rd. So the roster in order of guys getting paid next year: Andre Iguodala, 1; Jonas Valanciunas, 2; Solomon Hill, 3; Miles Plumlee, 4; Kyle Anderson, 5. If he signs his offer sheet, Tyus Jones would probably edge ahead of Kyle Anderson, depending on how they want to structure it. But it would be in that neighborhood. So he's right at the same spot as Kyle, just around the $9 million mark. Ja Morant after them. Jay Crowder, Josh Jackson, Jaren Jackson, Brandon Clark, Grayson Allen, and then Bruno Caboclo, assuming that they guarantee his deal, which I think it's fair to say they probably will. Dylan Brooks after that, and then last is DeAnthony Melton. Oh, Ivan Rabb as well, if they guarantee his deal. It's still unguaranteed at this point. So that is, as it stands right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and that's without Justin Holiday or Tyler Dorsey, who are technically still Grizzlies at this moment, but may not be for too much longer. We shall see how things go. I think Dorsey you could safely assume, and then Justin Holiday probably because of the age situation. There's some talk of a potential sign-and trade that the Grizzlies were discussing with the Chicago Bulls about Chris Dunn, that he would come back. But I think that should be viewed as probably a plan B or plan C if Tyus Jones, if that thing doesn't come down, because that's more of an asset play. But they could negotiate a sign and trade there and help the Bulls, who wouldn't be able to sign Justin Holiday with enough. But then they can kind of they can maneuver that. We'll see how that goes. Chris Dunn would again be a play very similar to Josh Jackson, where you get a guy that was a top 5 pick who hasn't really worked out, and try to see if you can revive his career. Do you think? Speaking of which, we haven't really discussed that trade specifically. It's very intriguing. What you know about Josh Jackson off the court and what you know about Josh Jackson on the court, do you think that there is a chance that he is going to catch fire, that he's going to hit that potential, what people have wanted to see from this guy? They thought how good they thought he could be. Is there a chance he hits that here in the Bluff City?
Yes, there's certainly a chance, especially with the way that they are going to play. There's certainly a chance. Now, off the court is where I would have the most concern about him. Is he going to be available? Is he going to do something reckless off the court that would lead to suspensions and possible expulsions from not just the team but the league? That is where the concern comes in at for me. But as far as on the court, somebody that athletically gifted and playing on a team that wants to, from all looks of things, wants to get up and down the court, I think I don't know if there's a better fit for him right now. So if he can show better decision-making skills, I think that we could see him truly blossom into what people were expecting him to be as the number 4 overall pick.
I would say, again, he's one of those guys where the idea of him is much better than what he actually is.
But I think he's young enough to where we don't know quite
22.
yet what he actually is.
I mean, yeah, okay. Like, we don't know for sure, but we have a pretty good idea.
Okay.
I think. I mean, again, players, generally speaking, he's absolutely worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely 100% worth a shot. There's no question. Like, that's you do that. I mean, you 10 times out of 10, you take a swing at it, no matter what happens. But I think people should always temper their expectations. You're talking about a guy who has. I mean, he doesn't. There's not really anything he does particularly well that I can sort of tell from, looking. I mean, there's not one standout skill. He tends to play hard, but he makes some of the worst decisions on the court and clearly off the court that you could possibly imagine. Now, part of that, again, maybe the thought is, well, he's in a undisciplined system. But again, look at the same thing. People said the same thing about like Ben McLemore. Like, oh, Ben McLemore, he was in Sacramento, it was terrible. And you get him out of that system and you bring it. No, he's just not good. I mean, I was not a fan of Josh Jackson coming out of Kansas. Just his game in general didn't understand how it was going to translate, and it hasn't. It hasn't translated. He doesn't shoot the ball particularly well. He's athletic, but that athleticism doesn't have a lot of point to it. It's not doing anything really with it. Not a good decision maker, not a good passer. In fact, the opposite, bad decision maker. I don't know. Again, like you hope somehow it all clicks. Maybe there's a switch. Maybe somehow you get him in the right disciplinary setup and get the right player development around him, and somehow you find that missing thing. It's definitely worth a shot. But I mean, I'll be honest, I'm more excited about DeAnthony Melton of the two. DeAnthony Melton I think he's a player. I think the guy is a player. And he's a phenomenal defensive guy already. And has potential on the other side of the court. And at least you know what he is. You know what he can do. Josh Jackson, we kind of know what he is, and it doesn't look great. He's a career 29% three-point shooter, 41% field goal percentage guy. And this is enough games to where you would see if something was going to happen, you'd probably start to see it by now. I would think, even in Phoenix.
But that doesn't mean that this wasn't. You don't take a flyer on this guy. You do take a flyer, especially what you gave up to get him.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You got to take that
I'm just saying,
risk.
Temper the expectations.
You're trying to manage expectations.
Yeah, let's not all of a sudden think that it's going to be. I mean, maybe it does. Maybe it's a gold mine. But like most searches for gold, chances are you're not getting there. He was there's no question that he was in a terrible situation last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one could have developed with any serious regularity in Phoenix. But a lot of that he put on himself, and he played hard. He does play hard, so that's good. At least there's not an effort issue. But I don't.
Effort can only get you so far. You've got to have an understanding and a knowledge about basketball to be successful at this level. Most players are going to play hard. Most players are pretty good athletes or great athletes when you just compare them to the level of competition that you face. So that IQ and that understanding about where to go, about the action that your team wants to run, and about where you're supposed to be defensively on the court, that is what can separate you as a player from your peers and from just being an okay player to a pretty good player. And so let's see that situation in Phoenix. It was rough. It is rough right now, looking out there in Phoenix and trying to figure out exactly what they're trying to do outside of give Booker the ball and get out of his way. So let's see what happens when he comes to a place. I know you brought up Ben McLemore, And this is a lot of the same stuff that people were saying about him. But let's see what happens as far as where he goes when he gets into a system with some structure and some clearly defined rules and regulations on how you should play and where you should get.
Well, that's the one thing you always hear. Oh, he's in the team. It was a bad fit. It was a bad situation. You got to get him out of there and get him in a more discipline. Okay, well, And then you also hear people are saying this with R.J. Barrett in Summer League already. He has been away from the game for a while, and he's a little rusty. And the college setup, it wasn't a great setup for him in college. It wasn't a great situation for him in college. And you're going to really see that with the increased spacing and all. If a guy can play, you will see signs that he can play.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see it. Like, it's going to come out. They might not be optimal, but you'll see. There are a lot of people that are bending over backwards to make excuses for players, and that's not where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a player, you play, and you'll show some signs of play. Speaking of RJ's too, I don't know that anyone's talked about this. I kind of dug it out yesterday, but the discussion about RJ Hampton, ends up going to New Zealand to play in the Australian Basketball League. Turns out that he's coming to FedEx Forum after all.
Mm-hmm.
He will play an exhibition game October 8th against the Grizzlies. That could be fun.
That will be fun.
That's an interesting thing. We knew that his team was scheduled to play in the United States. I didn't know, at least, that we knew it was going to be in Memphis. But we can. It is October 8th for sure. It'll be at FedEx Forum. So I think they'll play Oklahoma City, I think, as well. So they're making a little bit of a tour. But can you imagine him playing against? He played against John Morant, one of John Morant's first games.
That's why it's going to be interesting. That's going to be fun, exciting. Just to see how that young man handles playing against NBA caliber competition. Somebody who, if there was no one and done rule, would be in the NBA this year. He would be on an NBA team because he would have declared for the draft. It is going to be fun to see, even if it is an exhibition game.
I love it. We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap up this edition of The Experience. Talk a little about Summer League, to the Grizzlies and more in Summer League action tonight with just some of the thoughts about what we've seen so far. To the extent that you can take anything from Summer League. We'll do that when we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
The Press Box with Keith Parker and Elliot Wender. Weekday mornings at 6 on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Soulfish Cafe has done something that no other business in the history of Memphis has ever done. They won 3 different categories in the Memphis Most. They won it for the best catfish. We all know that's the best catfish, and you can get it fried like everybody does, or you could get it, if you wanted to, grilled or blackened. It's the best. Everybody says it. Then there's seafood. We know about their beautiful shrimp. You can get those fried. You can get them grilled. The shrimp tacos are terrific. Memphis Most, best seafood. Then there's soul food. Yes, a third category, soul food. Their veggies are unbelievable. They've got this sauerkraut sausage Cajun dish that is amazing. I love the cucumber salad. Everything is always so fresh. And now, there's 3 locations with a 4th one coming to Wolf Chase soon. The original Cooper Young, the Shops of Forest Hill Irene, and of course the newest in East Memphis. That's on Poplar, just east of Perkins in the old Wolf Camera location. They're the best. You said it. They're Soulfish.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so, too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
Memphis's hometown event is taking on a new identity. The World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational makes its debut at TPC Southwind, July 24th through 28th. Don't miss PGA Tour superstars Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, and more.
Join me, Dustin Johnson, when I return to TPC Southwind. Tickets are on sale at WGCFedEx.com.
Just the other day, I stumbled across an incredible full-service paint store, Memphis Paints, Benjamin Moore store, located on the corner of Mendenhall and Poplar. I learned how to choose the perfect color from their very helpful staff. Benjamin Moore paints are cut above other paints, high-quality paints that last for years and are easy to clean. Memphis Paints has the largest selection of colors on your palette, so whether you're painting walls, bricks, or concrete, let Memphis Paints and Benjamin Moore help you make the change. Located 699 South Mendenhall, call today Memphis Paints and Benjamin Moore at 901-683-7369.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Sail on down the line about half a mile or so, and don't really want to know.
Yeah, you can feel this is soft rock.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
What was the other one? November Rain? Is that what it was called?
Yes.
That's soft rock. I don't care what you say.
It's a power ballad.
Even the texter said so.
Okay, first of all,
we can't shame
the texters. The texters can be wrong.
Okay, well then that means I'm wrong, which I know I'm not wrong because I know how the song sounds and what.
It's a power ballad. Power ballad is an offshoot of soft rock, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. They're related. They're like cousins.
Okay.
They're like second cousins, but they're not the same thing. They can go to the same family reunion, but they can eat the same, chicken and potato salad and all that, but they're not the same. Okay. That's all. They're related. Just like that because see that right there, what you just heard is not you can tell there's a stylistic difference between that and November Rain.
Mm-hmm.
We've mentioned this before. There's a big crossover. Soft rock is it's inclusive of other genres. It's not just one. You can't just say absolutely for certain like that's what it is.
Did you mention Dwight Howard in the roster?
I did not, because I don't know where he stands.
We don't know where a lot of these guys.
I'm gonna say, well, I don't think Dwight's gonna be on the roster. Yeah, I don't
think Solomon Hill's gonna be there either.
No, but I think there's. I mean, they're going to have to. Of all the guys, they're going to have to field guys, and Solomon Hill has a chance to be. He could play for the time being until they figure out what's going. Dwight Howard, I don't think is going to be in the locker room. I don't think he's going to be in. I'm not sure he's ever going to set foot in the city of Memphis. So, I'm not so concerned about that. I think that he'll be moved. The other guy, I think, like Miles Plumlee, like they've assigned. He's number 25, by the way. So for those of you that thought Chandler Parsons was going to get his jersey retired, not the case.
Damn shame.
He will not. He may get that contract retired in his house, up on the wall.
That's got to hang next to like college degrees and all other types of major awards that this guy has won. That contract. Yeah. Like, hey, son, this is my degree from Florida. These are the All-Americans.
This is the booty cruise that I
still
went
hang
on,
the
headline.
Do people still do that?
Yeah.
I don't have mine.
Display your degrees?
No, I don't.
Some people do. Some people don't. I don't know where mine is, but
I know where mine is. It's not displayed anywhere, but if I wanted to flex on somebody and just pull it out, I could go home right now, grab it, and just flex. Like, bow, right there. That is Booker T. Washington lifting the veil of ignorance right there for black people. Right there on the front of my degree cover. And bam, flip it over. Conrad Hurt Jr., BS in biological something sciences. I have no clue
is
what
that
my
how it's
degree
written on there? Because that may be problematic.
Yes. Just like that. Biological something
You're making your
sciences.
degree in Word document, right?
I'm not skilled enough to make it in Word document.
Paint Shop Pro.
Photoshop. That's what it was.
That's right. No, it's the one where like the dot matrix printer, you print that big long banner and it comes out. That's what
Okay.
That's what my degree is. I have no idea where my degree. I genuinely do not know where my diploma is. I got one, but don't know. It's somewhere. But I got it. I got a degree. You can call and ask.
Okay. I'll do so.
And you might have to because I don't.
I'll do so.
I have no other proof.
Well, you can always get another one, right? Just call UT.
Gotta pay for that. That is why I know where mine is.
$75?
I'm for what? For what purpose? Like, what am I gonna?
I mean, you might never need it again.
For what? Like, I'm gonna display it? Come on. I don't need it. I'm not.
Show your
I'm not,
kids.
I'm not trying to. I tell them I'm a college graduate.
Wait, does that come up in conversation with your child?
Yeah, all the time.
Son, just finish school.
Eat your vegetables. Why? I graduated from University of Tennessee.
That's right.
Like, I know what I'm talking about.
I'm a college
Like,
graduate. You want to watch
that
TV?
makes
I'm a
sense.
college graduate. No. I get to watch TV first.
Oh, that makes sense. That really,
Yeah.
I imagine that working well on a 4-year-old.
They understand.
They respect it.
They respect it.
Okay.
It's a strong flex that you have to throw that out there.
My mom's flex was, I feel like I'm talking about my mom a lot today. Her birthday was Sunday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Didn't say that yesterday.
No, I didn't. My mom's flex was she was highly certified. She was super qualified, highly certified. So whenever anything popped off and we were disagreeing with her about anything, be like, oh, you shut the hell up right now. Do you know who you're talking to? I'm super certified and highly qualified. Sit down. Listen to what I'm saying because I know what I'm talking about. It's like, Mom, that has nothing to do with what we're discussing at all. I'm just telling you that I think that color is red. No, that's fuchsia. Listen to me. Highly qualified, super certified. Listen right now. All right. You got it, Mom.
Well, your mom is a doctor, right?
My mom was not a doctor. She is a doctor right now. The woman who raised me barely graduated from JCM and did pretty well at Austin Peay.
Well, but now.
And now she's a doctor.
What's her doctorate in?
Educational sciences, education something or another.
Okay. Educational something or other.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Man, hats off to her.
My wife is also more educated than I am. More highly educated, got more advanced degrees and all that sort of thing. So I can't flex.
You can't use that flex on her.
I can't flex too hard. I got just a little mini flex. Then she comes over the top with her masters and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, no, okay. All right, fair enough. Texter says, Peter, thank you for turning me on to the Yacht Rock station on Sirius. Happy to help. 311. It's a great one for when you want to when you're out and about. If you are on a yacht, bonus points if you actually get on a yacht and listen to it. That's even better. But yeah, fantastic for the summer. Great poolside listening.
Okay.
Something chilled out a little bit. I don't want to listen when I'm by the pool, CJ. I'm not listening to something banging and hard. Like I don't want something just like coming at me like I need something that's just a little more mellow. I want something just kind of.
See, I'm the opposite. The more energy, the better. That hard stuff in the pool, the better, because I'm in the pool wilding out. I'm diving in. I am doing like backflips in the water. I'm handstanding. I'm grabbing random children and flinging them as far as I can. Oh, God.
Body snatcher.
I'm handstanding, grabbing random children.
Kid snatcher. Watch out for CJ.
Yeah, watch out for CJ, folks. At the pool. Kid just walking by and
hide your kids.
CJ's just throwing him in the pool for some no because he's just wilding out because he's listening to wild music. That's why I only turn on Yacht Rock when I'm at the pool because everyone needs just calm the bleep down and just relax. Let's take it down several notches and just enjoy.
No, that's not the pool. You're supposed to go crazy in the pool.
No, again, you don't have kids, man. When you get kids,
Okay.
you'll when you get to the pool,
That is a good point.
You're gonna want to just be like, just lay there, motionless for like 2 hours straight, just not move at all, not move a muscle. Maybe possibly read something. That would be the extent of the effort that I would. But even that is probably too much. Or whatever effort's required to sip a beer, or beverage of some sort. That's about the extent of the effort that I want to give at the pool. But the kids are jump on It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, we were talking. So summer league. We haven't actually talked about the summer league games or what's going on, and we obviously don't have a whole lot of time to do it now. But I do want to mention. In addition to Brandon Clark having a really nice debut, Yuta Watanabe has been doing some things. Yuta looks good. Looks like he's kind of growing past some of the summer stuff. I'll be curious to see what the roster looks like or what the lineups look like tonight because everyone should be available. Taylor Jenkins has been kind of playing guys not back-to-backs, because the sports science people say it's not a great idea, which I understand. This is just summer league. But everyone should be available tonight. So we'll see if Rab and Caboclo join Clark and Grayson Allen and all those. But I think watch out for old John Conchar, the guy they signed as a two-way player. He's been showing a lot of really interesting little defensive instincts, swipe down. But he looks like a player, man. He gets out there, he looks smooth. I think he could be part of things a little bit. That's not a bad flyer to take on a guy like that. I like what I've seen so far. And the Grizzlies play fast. They're playing. It's fun. It's a fun style. They play tonight against the Suns 6:30. No DeAnthony Melton because they've got he's got a little back thing. He's gonna be out for the rest of. So it's a shame you can't see him. I felt Josh Jackson honestly needs to play summer league.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to, but he needs to.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
We have got to get out of here. Big thank you.
We do. There we go. Here it is.
CJ's mom. Big thank you to CJ's mom. Happy birthday to her. Big thanks to CJ's dad as well.
Okay.
Big thanks, of course, to our friend 2% over here doing a great job. Thanks to all our callers and listeners for being part of what is Soft Rock Tuesday. And big thanks to me. For me, of course. And great job, Serena, who won as well. We got to get out of here. Bye.
Bases loaded here at the top of the ninth. And the pitch. And it's out of here.
We deliver baseball caps, mitts, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
His wife's words echoed in his mind.
You never fix anything around here.
Well, today that would change. He would fix the water heater. He'd show her that he was the handyman of this house. He was more than capable. Oh, no. Covered it. August 14th, 2008. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
I wrote this next song for a gal from Cheyenne. Should never have told her how Progressive's collision insurance covers injured dogs and cats. She said if they could love her pooch as much as she did, so could I. Well, I couldn't. This next song's called Cat Person. It was a rough, rough night in Wyoming. The cat was out of the bag.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet coverage not available in New Hampshire and North Carolina.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the